up? What's going on? How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? My peeps, my peoples, we is in the building. Peep squad. What's going on? Let's get into it. Let's talk about the Real Housewives of Atlanta, baby. It is going down. I'm telling you, one thing is for sure. Shereé is out here in these streets. She is not loyal to nobody. She done threw shade at Kenya. She done threw shade at Kandi. Basically, I'm just like, Lord have mercy. Shereé came here to win. Shereé came here to, play the game. And she's playing the game all the way in and out. I was like, Lord, Shereé throwing shade, said, I ain't sucked no D and no locker room. I was like, Shereé, what's going on? And then Drew's getting exposed for having a fake storyline. Anthony coming out here in these streets and he is Team Shereé. I'm like, Lord, girl, you should have just went. You shouldn't even listen to what Anthony had to say. Oh my goodness. At the end of the day, Anthony said that he believes that when it comes to Juicidora, she needed a storyline, and that was just the situation, point blank, period. And then Marlo, is your name Latoya? Did you change your name? Marlo was like, no, that's my best friend Latoya. Shanice Green. Like, Marlo, did you get a name change? Marlo had to show her, birth certificate and everything. And allegedly, when it comes to Alan, Marlo's calling Alan crooked, and Kandi is telling Kenya to be quiet about Alan. You don't want to get him in trouble. I was like, OMG. Marlo gave us her sad story, her sob story, and everything. But one thing she didn't do, she did not apologize to how she treated them nephews on TV and how she took them away. She made every excuse possible, but why she wasn't equipped, why she couldn't handle it, why she did this, why she did that, but she never said that she was sorry for telling them to go stay in in that treacherous environment at her sister house, because it was like 8 people to a 2-bedroom apartment, and the bathroom was dirty and nasty. The kids came home and took a shower with Marlo, so it's a whole lot going on in this situation. Okay, the girls didn't, this reunion ain't giving what is given. Season 14 reunion ain't like the other reunions. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to tell y'all, but they need to switch something up, change something up, maybe add 5 new people. Let's get into it. We're going to start from the back to the front, y'all. Hey, what's up, Cece? How you doing? What's up, Linda? What's up, Top Bugatti? What's up, Miss T? What's going on? How y'all doing? What's up, Lorraine? How you doing? What's up, Cece? So we're going to just start off with Marlo, and we're going to start off with Kenya's situation, because their argument, was kind of like the highlight of the show. You know what I mean? And it's a sad thing when you got, when you have, Andy and the rest of the girls, kind of giving, when it comes to Martell Holt, some props and all this other stuff. Oh, he got a big D. I heard it was good. He's a 10-10. Damn, this is who we big up in today's society. I was like, help me, Jesus. I'm on the wrong tracks, okay? But in any event, it's too late for the sad fish in Marlo. And the question is, Miss T, how come we never heard this story about Marlo before? It's all these added things onto the situation. Is it real? Is it true? Is it fake? What's going on? Because Kenya Moore saying this is fake news. This is a fake story. So is there going to be a way that Marlo might prove next season, where she coming from? And, she said that this adopted home, that adopted home, because, we can't take her word for face value. You know what I mean? Especially when it's been called into question whether she's actually telling the truth with the situation, y'all. We see you, Marlo. Hi, night all. Hey, what's up, Dennis? Denise, how you doing? Fake. Cece says fake. Producers had receipts on Marlo bad behavior and still could not admit to it. Oh yeah, they finally showed the receipts, the second part of the episode. So in any event, let's get down to the situation. Hey, what's up, Robin Walker? How you doing? What's up with you, baby? What's up? What's going on? Sorry, Marlo, I don't care. Actions speak louder than words. Lord, you done said a mouthful, baby. And in any event, let's get down to the situation. So, we got these people asking these questions. I don't know if the questions were dull. I don't know if you guys fell asleep in half a part of the reunion, because I kind of dozed off and fell asleep and didn't even know where I was. I was lost. But in any event, let's get down. So, the question was asked about Kenya and Marlo, and we seen Marlo basically say the horrible things that she had said about Kenya Moore's mother not loving her, and all that other stuff that we seen that was a dagger to the heart, baby. And and it's kind of crazy that Marlo would say that when we just met Marlo's mother and we seen what she been through. Why would she try to use them same words to hurt Kenya when she has the same type of mama? You know what I mean? Only thing is her mama didn't give her away, but her mama didn't take care of her, and her mother didn't do the things to get Marlo back into her life. She may have showed up to the group home, she may have showed up to the mess hall, she may have showed up to the juvenile facilities, but she didn't show up as a mother to, be a mother to Marlo. So when Marlo throwing that dig at Kenya, it's like, girl, you really need to get that help. When Marlo's telling us, then they begin the reunion with Marlo's monologue. I was like, Lord have mercy, it is going down. They cried. Marlo was crying tears, baby. Well, not really tears, but she was just basically telling us what it is and what it is, okay? And what she went through, and Kenya was like, fake news, I don't want to hear it. You know what I mean? Because it's the behaviors. And we haven't seen any compassion from Marlo. And and that's what the situation is, no compassion. And also we saw Marlo basically talk about Mark Daly and things of that nature. They went back to the situation and showed all the things, because they wouldn't show anything that she did all season. They would cut back to Kenya Moore, what she did and what she said and how she did it, making her look like a villain. And also it almost seems like they was taking that direction to make it like Kenya Moore was hating on Marlo, and she's have vitriol for Marlo and things of that nature. And Andy, they was sizzling, they was flipping over the onions and the greens trying to get a reaction. And, they messed up. They messed up this reunion. This Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion has never been this dull. But in any event, the question was asked, Marlo, how do you think that, how do you think that you can have a friendship with Kenya Moore when you constantly, talking about her, you're constantly doing things towards her? So how is that a possibility? Like, what's going on? Like, what's happening? And things of that nature. So it's just like, and Marlo, she don't really care to have a friendship. It's a storyline. And then Marlo jumped out and said, well, the whole reason and the situation that's going on between me and Kenya, about us being friends. She wanted to be my friend when I went at Portia and I was dogging out Portia Blasé the third. I know that situation is totally a lie. The way that you did Portia, Marlo, was so damn dirty. Like I always seen the shit that Marlo did always, and like, oh, but to see how we saw in real time how she became a cobra, she became a snake, and Portia ain't a good person like that because she's sleeping with married men or whatever the case may be. But the way that Marlo turned on her, she was like, well, Kenya is supporting me. Kenya is showing up to my events. And Kenya's doing this. And did you sleep with that man? Did you sleep with that stripper? You better tell me now. And then she was cussing out Portia, agging on Portia, trying to fight Portia, yelling at Portia, all types of stuff. Basically because Portia didn't want to tell Marlo if she was sleeping with the guy. Marlo, why are you worried about what's going on between Portia and between her legs, whether she slept with the stripper or not? Who did you sleep with? Do you sleep with NT Bati? Like, what's going on? Is the Rita working between your legs? That's what your girl said. So it was just like the way that she really turned on Portia in real time and was like coming at Portia and was just like, oh, let me tell you, Kenya, that was you that did that. You did that. Kenya didn't ask you. Kenya didn't want you to do that, but you did. And Kenya was like, okay, maybe I can let her in. Maybe she's seeing the ill ways of Portia because Portia and Kenya was beefing, but no way did Kenya go and recruit Marlo. Marlo was in Kenya's room at that house that they were staying in. She was just running her mouth. And then she was basically saying the same thing that Kenya was saying because, Kandi was acting like she don't know nothing. She lost. She don't want nothing to do with nothing. You know what I mean? You know how Kandi is. She pick and choose who she want to, step in front of or step behind. Okay. And so Marlo was doing that and Kenya kind of appreciated appreciate that because Kenya was being attacked, from bringing her daughter. She was being attacked because she didn't bring the other girl. She was being attacked because the food wasn't right and all types of stuff. And Marlo was like, ooh, let me sweep in. Marlo even got on her goddamn knees. She got on her knees. I don't want to fight with you no more. I don't want to fight no more. It's so hard. It's so difficult, showing up to the set and fighting with you and having this, it's not an easy battle fighting with you. I don't want to fight no more. She was doing all that and then some. Okay, she was doing that to Portia, right in front of Portia's face. There's no way I would ever be Marlo's friend. You know what I mean? For real, for real. That was dirty, baby. Let me see what you guys are saying. Yeah, it was really, really boring. Girl, Denise, I done fell asleep, woke back up and everything. I was like, shit, I woke up. That's why I got energy and shit. I don't care what receipt Marlo bring up. She is not truthful. Sandra, I hear you, girl. If Kenya said, let's be friends, Marlo would go back and express best friend's gift, an expensive best friend's gift. Yep. And it's like, I'm just like, Lord, all Marlo is on the record on repeat. Let me tell you, yes, Marlo is out here. You know what I mean? We know Marlo needs help. We done heard the shit that she done been through. So she definitely needs help. But at the same time, we can't, excuse her behavior because of what she been through. I know people, take tragedies very different than other people. But as a grown woman, as, in your mid-40s, this is a time and point when you got the money, you got access to money, and you can afford counseling, you can afford that stuff, you should do it, because everybody that been through what Marlo been through don't treat people the way that she treats people. I'm not saying Kenya's perfect, I'm not saying Portia's perfect, but Marlo really goes below the belt. She is so dirty. It's her yes, that's what the situation looks like. But in any event, so we get to that situation and she was like, you wanted me to throw Portia under the bus, and then Kenya was like, you did not want to be Portia's friend no more. And that's true facts, because the way that she treated Portia, I mean, she turned on Portia and was like, oh, you nasty, or this and that. Then she jumped on Kandi Burruss YouTube channel, was talking about Portia. I can spill this tea on Portia this, Portia that. And then she went around the world and did interviews and was talking and dogging out Portia. And then boom, bada bing, what do you happen? She gets her peach. And Portia says goodbye to Real Housewives of Atlanta. Okay? So in any event, Marlo, I do not know what you're talking about. You dogged that girl like she stole money from you, like she slept with your man, like she robbed you in your house and everything, all right? Like she got you fired from a job. And then, Drew Sidora was like, Drew jumped into the situation. I was like, oh shit, Drew is finally speaking up against, Marlo, because Marlo's been throwing Drew Sidora under the bus and making fun of her the whole season. And Drew been a scared little mouse when it comes to Marlo. But Drew said, girl, you said you wasn't going to be my friend because I was friends with Portia. And Kenya was like, thank you for that, Drew. And Marlo said, no, that's not the case. I told you I do not trust you because you are friends with somebody I'm not friends with. That's the same shit, Marlo. Marlo, it's the same thing, girl. It's definitely the same thing. And so you have all that going on. So it was just a whole lot going on with Marlo in this whole situation. I was just like, Lord, help me, Jesus. And, Marlo said, well, no, it's not the same thing. Like, Marlo, what you mean it's not the same thing? You said that you couldn't trust her because you said you couldn't trust her because she's friends with someone that you're not friends with. And then Drew said, you said that you didn't want to be my friend because I was friends with Portia. And we see how all that went down, how she treated Drew that season, and how she was mad with Drew and trying to cuss out Drew and trying to intimidate Drew because Drew was still friends with Shamia and Portia and she did not like it. Okay. So Marlo, I do not know what you're talking about, girl. And so moving on from that situation, and Kenya was like, girl, you don't want to be friends with her. And then, Marlo was like, it's not like, Kenya Moore calls me. It's not like she's checking on me. It's not like I'm stressed out over the situation, because Marlo was asked the question, do you think Kenya Moore is ever going to be your friend? How you continuously, talk about her, how you do with the things that you do towards her. Do you think she's still going to be your friend, girl? And she says, no, I don't think so. I'm going to be all stressed out about it. I'm going to cry my tears. It's not like Kenya Moore calls me. It's not like she checks up on me and all this other stuff. It's like, I'm just so sad and so lonely. Girl, you got bending knees. That season when they threw that when Kandi threw the bachelorette party for Cynthia. So what are you talking about? It's just like, I don't know what Marlo. She was on bending knees. You were stressed out. You was the one on this season basically saying, Kenya, I want you to be my friend. It means a lot for me to get a compliment from you. Oh, you saying this? And it's just like she wants Kenya to be her friend, but at the same time, she wants to stab Kenya and she wants Kenya to still be her friend. Like, Marlo thinks that she can still mistreat people and to be her friend. It's one thing. Like, Shereé shady as shit. Like, I wouldn't trust Shereé. And if I was Kenya, I wouldn't trust Shereé. But, Shereé, she does her shadiness basically like she told Sonia, oh, just stand up to her, blah, blah, blah. And, Kenya took note of it, and it was cool. It's not something that you can get mad over, like, I'm going to hate you, I'm not going to be your friend. Shereé plays the game, and she throw light shade, and, basically talk about people and give other people information. And she was giving Sonia some new tips on how to deal with the new girl, with the new chick. And, but she did it in a way where it's just not like, I'm not beefing with Shereé, but shit, I would keep my eye on Shereé. That's for sure. And, Kandi needs to wash her slate clean with Shereé. They be acting like Shereé's their friend. Shereé be using the motherfuckers for a paycheck. If Shereé is using She by Shereé for 14 years and she still ain't got no pieces, and, she's basically buying and bunk the same thing everybody else is saying, only thing different is allegedly she's putting her name on top of it, and you're gonna have to pay $62 for her signature. Okay, Shereé don't care about nobody. Okay. So excuse me. Yeah, it's a mess. It's definitely a mess. I'm going to come back and read the comments. I'm just like, Lord, I mean, like, there is so much going on in this situation. And so, so Marlo is acting like, oh, it's no big deal. And Kenya was like, see, that's the sociopath in her. You see, she's acting like she's cool. She wants to be your friend, and she got your back. And Marlo was like, I love little baby Brooklyn and blah, 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 that season. And all was like, oh, Kenya. And then, as soon as this season started, it's like, Kenya threw light shade at her about the Law Archive event. And it was just like, let me go in and take over. And let me go in and just dig her eyes out. When everybody else was talking about, her event, basically trying to find out where she get the money from. But she did get Kandi together. Okay. So, in any event, and Kenya basically said, I don't even want to hear it. She's a psychopath. She fakes and act like she good and all this other stuff. Like she's a different person and she's not. She's calling her a sociopath. And because basically when the reunion first started, part 1, Marlo was like, I'm gonna apologize for everything that I did to everybody. I didn't see no apologies. I didn't hear her apologize to NT Bati. Was she gonna apologize after the end, after she done scratch and bulge their eyes out? She gonna apologize because she came at Kandi so bad, and Kandi was just trying to help the girl. Shereé and Marlo made Kandi cry, and then Kandi keeps running up behind them and sniffing up behind their ass. So basically she won't have any problems. But girl, they are going to test you each and every step. And now, Kandi, she's up for grabs right now. They all gonna be taking a seek their teeth inside her at this time and point, because she playing Like she don't know what's going on. Okay, we're going to use you for a storyline, girl. That's just going to be the situation. And then Kenya Moore said, girl, ain't nothing real about you. You fake. Your name ain't even real. Your name is LaToya Hutchinson. And she goes, that's my friend name. And Marlo looked so surprised. She looked so shocked. And she was like, oh, she did that nervous shit. Like, girl, what, you read my criminal record from 20 years ago? That was my best friend. That was my best friend, LaToya. What are you talking about? But she just looked like, everybody's like, what, huh? And, Andy was like, oh my God, please don't let this be. Because Kenya's already been saying, right now, Andy in this reunion is damage control. Before the reunion started, she said, damage control, damage control. Andy was like, yeah, we got a lot of backlash from the way that you treated your nephews. Okay, girl? I was just like, Lord, hold on 1 second. I was just like, yep, that's definitely the case. Andy has protected Marlo throughout, controlling what and how long they talked about the situation. That's definitely, a great point. And, he wanted to move on. And he basically gave the show, part 1 and part 2. Beginning of part 2 was about Marlo and all this other stuff. And he was basically trying to, put the violin on for her. And, it was a rush. Shereé always said money on potential money. All right, Tracy. Linda, I was talking about Marlo, LaToya Hutchinson, and Shereé by Shereé Walmart. Lord have mercy. She by Shereé at Walmart. Yes, it is, girl. I mean, like, girl, Shereé needs to bone collect her fashion line. Start there. Oh my God, poor thing. And then Shereé is all happy that people know her. She was like, Shereé was joking, like, oh, they all say I don't pay. That's just like a joke. Could you imagine if people, basically when they talk about you and your name, it's related to she don't pay. Oh, that's just a joke. That's just a rumor that goes around. That's just what they say. That's what the kids say, girl. The kids say you don't pay. Like, that's like when the kids say the ice cream truck got roaches. You know what I mean? You don't go to the ice cream truck. Like, what? For real, for real. Robin Walker, Andy Cohen has protected Marlo throughout, controlling what and how long they talk. Yes, he did. An apology without true change is just manipulation. Point blank, period. All day, Miss T. For real. What's up, Leslie? Marlo was mad when Andy questioned her about her criminal past. Kenya made her talk about something she did not want to talk about, and that's why she felt upset. And she was like, oh my God. She was holding her mouth and everything. I was like, Lord. Andy, and yes, he did stay clear of that, because they look like a fool. I'm not saying that, I'm not going to say that she don't deserve a peach, but it's just what she put on. Like, she made a lot of the season as far as starting beef with Kenya, starting beef with Kandi, trying to route up the girls to get at, Kandi and Kenya and taking her shots. That was the only thing that was really going on. So basically, Marlo, since Kenya wasn't playing the villain, Marlo took on that role happily. As you guys know, in the reunion, Kenya Moore said, and everybody was saying that Kenya was so happy coming off Dancing with the Stars, and she was in that good energy. They loved the drunk Kenya. So Marlo was like, let me come through, and Marlo caused a lot of commotion. And then we got Juice making up storylines where Anthony from Basketball Wives and Shereé was in on it too as well. Shereé probably told Anthony to tell Drew that, so Drew can use that. Then Shereé used that same information to come at Kandi to say, Kandi, how come you ain't telling me people talking about me, blah blah blah? Because Kandi probably thought the shit was fake in the beginning. You know what I mean? So it was a whole lot of manipulation going on because it wasn't really given a whole lot. Sonya really didn't add anything. She was coming after Drew, and then she got into it with Kenya, and then basically her story was, not interesting. And, Drew had somewhat of an interesting story with a husband allegedly cheating, allegedly being gay. They be playing around with their husbands cheating and their husband being gay. And then Blase in the third, we see it all fall down. You know what I mean? So basically, it was, they tried to say that this season was sisterhood, this and that. There was no sisterhood. That's number one. The sisterhood was Marlo, what's her name, Shereé, and Sonia. That was a sisterhood right there. They were tight. They called themselves the Three Amigos. You know what I mean? So in any event, there was a whole lot of fakeness going on too as well. But Marlo definitely messed up when the way that she talked about her nephews. That was just like, that's why, Andy stayed on that, and Marlo was making excuses, but she never said sorry for how she made them feel. She didn't say sorry. She goes, well, when you adopt kids, you come a foster parent, you get foster training. So, I had to get a break. I had to get a restart. It was nothing about them damn kids, Lord. You know what I mean? So he wasted his time on that shit because she didn't come off sincere with that situation. And what she said, yes, is plausible, but you're supposed to say, oh yeah, I treated them the same way that I was treated, and it almost broke my heart, Andy. I didn't know what to do about the situation. When I realized, oh my God, I'm repeating history, I just wanted to just break down. I just wanted to just, go off to Pluto. You know what I mean? She didn't do none of that shit because it ain't in her. It ain't in her. You know what I mean? Sometimes you can teach an old dog new tricks, and sometimes an old dog can't be taught shit. But in any event, she's trying though. She's trying. They gave us a lot of Marlo's stuff that we didn't care about. So moving on from that situation, where we at, baby. So we're at Marlo Patrice Hutchinson, her name. Kenya said, your name ain't even real, girl. Everybody's like shocked. Andy almost like, his face almost dropped. Andy was about to flip out. Andy was like, I'm putting everything on the line for this girl. Andy was looking like, oh my God, what? He was like, yo, come on. He was gonna kick her off stage. Andy was like, I'm doing too much because we all know it's damage control because, this whole situation with Marlo was just totally left with them nephews, okay? And yes, Marlo said that she was arrested, but she never really got into it. And that's when Kenya Moore pulled it out. You shouldn't have been messing with the girl. It was so cringy. You know what I mean? With Kenya Moore just bringing up, cause I know, and all you guys know what the public gonna think about her, how, treacherous this is, and just how, like, oh my God, it's like, Kenya was never trying to go there with Marlo this season, but Marlo sitting up here acting like, she's innocent, and you got Andy acting like she's innocent too, and making her seem like she's the villain, like she's attacking Marlo. She don't want to give Marlo support. She don't want to help Marlo. She's the ticking time bomb that's coming after Marlo. That was just, to me, that's what I was getting from the portrayal of how the season went, and then also the reunion. I've never seen like a moment that Kenya got where she was able to. Kenya said that she was abused, she was touched, she ran away from home, she had a little piece, when she was going through her divorce, she talked about that, and it's never been brought up at the reunion where they dive deep into, what she went through, her childhood and all this, and they did that with Marlo, and it's just like, why Marlo never said none of this? Like, it's like 20 years later, like, shit, we don't care, and I hate to say that, you know what I mean, because I love my people. Marlo's still black, she's still a black woman, I want to see her make it and things of that nature, but they put this portrayal on that she's a hardcore, rotten, low down, dirty dog on the show, and now we see all these behaviors that she's been giving us, and now we're supposed to pull up the violin and be like, oh my God, Jesus, why did this happen? I'm just like, Lord help me. So in any event, it was cringy for me, for Kenya. I knew she had to go there, because it wasn't being talked about, and nobody else was talking about. Kandi was scared as shit. Kandi didn't step up. Kandi didn't do much for this reunion. Like, girl, like, what's going on? And I like Kandi, but everyone's saying Kandi the bore, but like, what's happening? And then Shereé, she only stepped up when it was time to step up here or there, but it was a boy. Nobody want to hear about your man toy or him calling you. Like, we don't know that shit is planted. Like Martell didn't know you was at the reunion. Like he didn't help you carry your stuff downstairs and shit to go to the studio and get dressed. And nobody want to hear about him. So it's just like, you don't hear about other people on other shows, on the hit, was one of the hit shows. So, that was a bore. And then, Shereé calling Anthony. Anthony was on speed dial. Everybody's ready everybody was ready. Martell called. He was ready. Anthony was ready to get on the phone. Like, come on, man. Like, you guys are pulling antics, and we are not we're not in 2009. We are in 2022. You didn't give us what we needed. And, Drew, she tried her best, but, her shit's whack. She's whack. Sonya's whack. Like, what did Sonya give us? Nothing. Like, why were you even there? And I even forgot Kandi was on a reunion. And Shereé popped in here or there. It's just like, I fell asleep. Like, what's happening? Like, y'all need to either pay the girls or bring some more girls on. I'm at the point, like, you need to bring some more girls on. Shereé did the best that she could. Shereé just knew that she was doing the thing. And Kenya didn't show up to this reunion. You know why she didn't show up to the reunion? Because she knew what y'all were trying to do. And then you put Marlo and Frontier next to Andy where she sits at, okay? And then, Marlo first thing was like, I'm so happy, Andy, I'm sitting next to you. Like, come on. If Kenya was sitting next to Andy, she would have been asking questions. She would have been jumping in. She would have threw her shade, her 2 cents in. It would have been funny. You know what I mean? Kandi was like dull the whole season until Kandi said something about Marlo. Boom, bada bing. That was it. And it just seems like everybody was afraid because, there's teams, people done linked up. Marlo, she got Drew on a string a little bit. She got, Sonya all together, and she has Shereé. So if Kandi steps in to say something, she don't like this and that, she gonna feel the heat. Or if they talk about her situation, them three, or Marlo gonna say something, and other girls are going, yes, yes, yes. And Kenya didn't give a damn. She was gonna say she was tired. When she felt like throwing Marlo a bone and Andy a bone, that's what she did. She threw him a bone, okay? Sanya gave us iFit. I know, and she brought iFit up too. She was like, it's fun, iFit, I'm like, girl, like, what's going on? Shereé said Anthony a gag on her. She called him on the phone, girl, and he was talking, and you got Juice Adora recording Anthony and playing a recording. Like, Lord, Anthony was paying both of them for $10.25. Kenya was too easy on Sonya. Yes, I was just like, she wasn't gonna, she has been in my opinion, they have not treated her like the star, so therefore she didn't show up. Like the Sade assassin was not there. Point blank. Marlo and Shereé were in the hot seat. They was. Yes, Kandi has jobs. She can give that spot to another black woman. I'm sick of her. Okay, Cece, Lord. Please bring back Portia so we can get at Marlo, Lord. Miss T, Shereé is two-faced. Shereé got, her face is diamonds, gold, and Monte. And, but you notice how Shereé was negative towards, Kandi, talking about her. She was negative towards Kenya, basically going back and telling what Kenya said, telling Kenya, not validating Kenya's feeling, how she felt, like she felt threatened and things of that nature. And then also sending Sonya to go at her. But notice how she didn't do no shadiness towards Marlo. And she gave Sonya just a little bit of shadiness because she felt like Sonya was going to use that she didn't show up to the iFit event against her. But when they came there to Jamaica, it was supposed to be Sonya, Marlo, and Shereé, the three musketeers, okay? So I think that throws Kandi off because Kandi is not in a clique. There's no clickety click. Only she has Kenya there, but I just how that relationship goes is one-sided. but I think they do have a true friendship, because when Kenya Moore was crying, she was holding Kandi's hand. I just think Kandi's just like, I've been doing this shit for 14 years. I've been doing this shit for years, okay? I'm taking a break. So in any event, they talk about Marlo. Say, you must have looked at my arrest record from 20 years ago. That is my best friend. That is Shanice Green. Latoya Shanice Green. And she said another name. She said Latoya something. And then Kenya was like, oh, that's not what Alan said, girl. Alan didn't say that. And then Marlo was like, who is Alan? And then Kandi was like, girl, don't say his name. Keep his name out your mouth. You gonna get him in trouble. And then, Marlo, and then Kenya was like, okay, I'm not gonna even say nothing. And then Marlo said, oh, you talking about Alan, that crook friend of yours? Girl, she's calling somebody a crook. I was like, Lord, she needs to be, turning that table to Shereé. She said, that crook friend of yours, Lord, I hate to be so bad, but Marlo sounds like she'll rob you while you standing up and looking at her. But in any event, Marlo was like, yo, crook friend. I was like, you so shady, Marlo. Marlo said, oh, Kandi, your crook friend. Alan, Marlo's, Kandi's crook friend. I was like, I just started laughing at that part. Hey, what's up? A Messy Blocks. Oh my God. Are Kandi and Kenya lovers? That could be why Kenya never comes for Kandi. Kandi has a lot of power over there. I don't think that they're lovers. But I think Kandi has been there off camera for Kenya. And I think Kenya has been there for Kandi off camera. So I think their relationship is mostly like off camera and shit like that. But on camera, Kandi is shady as shit to Kenya. For real. Kenya don't even be shady towards her. Only one time, oh, I don't like the sex toys. Yeah, it's too much sex. Especially if you ain't having sex, you ain't getting sex. You got other husbands buzzing your punani and things of that nature. Like we about to start an orgy. Oh, no. I feel uncomfortable, because if I really, your husband buzzing my thing, he gonna be feeling a certain type of way. He gonna be fantasizing, and boom, bada bing, he gonna show up in my hotel room. Okay. Hey, what's up, Ralph? How you doing? What's going on? Ralph is in the building, baby. Drew have made t-shirt that Sanya invited me, then invited me, so Sanya unfollowed her. Lord have mercy. I know, their beef is just so tragic. It's like, oh, it's no meat, it's no potatoes to it. I don't know why. Kandi don't have no power. She just has a public persona. She has, she has shows over there that she's bringing, shows that, get ratings, and you know what I mean? So she does have, power over there, because we don't see Carlos King and we don't see Phaedra. So therefore she got some power, baby. And then also she's shooting 2 shows with Bravo, Old Lady Gang, and The Escape again. She's doing Escape Part 2, and she's doing the Real Housewives of Atlanta. So, she is their cash cow, baby. They have tea on each other. They might A Messy Vlogs or something. You never know what they be doing in the dog. I can't say that they ain't, but I thought that it was Sheree's friend. Or what? Maybe it was Sheree's friend, but I didn't see the camera cut to Shereé. It didn't cut to anybody. So I'm assuming that it's Kandi's friend, because Kandi said to Kenya, don't get that man in trouble. So, and that's when Kenya said, okay, I ain't gonna say nothing. So that's the only reason why I thought that. But in any event, so we have that situation. And so, basically we get down to the criminal record, and then Marlo, basically she's like, how come you haven't talked about your criminal record? How come you haven't talked about this? And Marlo said, yes, I did. Kenya was like, you've been to prison. And Marlo was like, no, I've been to jail. I was in jail for 6 months because I got into a fight. And then Andy said, how many times, after the time that you spent 6 months in jail, have you been back, arrested? And she was like, only twice. And Marlo was answering his questions, and she was like, so And so she was like, yeah, I got arrested because I got into a fight at the nightclub. And then I wrote a bad check to University of Florida for under $100. So they arrest you for writing a bad check under $140. One bad check, or do you have multiple bad checks in the past? And so this check just led to the arrest. And so I don't know. Then, Marlo said that she graduated from University of Florida and got her degree. Kenya said, I think she doctored that paperwork when it came to her degree, you know what I mean? But in any event, Marlo said that after she did the 6 months, she hasn't been arrested again, and blase the third. And so yes, and Kenya Moore said, you sliced the girl's face. Like, I was like, because no one ever really brought that up on the show. And so Kenya Moore brought it up that you sliced the girl's face. And yes, Marlo did slice a girl's face in 1999 and she was arrested for a felony aggravated battery, great bodily harm with a weapon. According to Straight from the A, she slashed a woman's face during a fight with a man. The woman was left disfigured and reportedly was bleeding so heavily that she almost died. And when the woman turned 33 years old, 6 years after the incident with Marlo, the woman ended up allegedly, departing from this earth by her own hand. And these are some of the things that was talked about, and it's coming from Straight from the A. So another blog got this and put it up there. But I remember, Michelle Brown talking about this particular, situation with Marlo a long time ago. So in any event, because it was saying that the reason why Marlo haven't got a peach is because of this incident. And then on top of that, when Marlo was on the show, this young lady's family, that she was basically saying, the family came out and said that this girl shouldn't be on TV. She should not be idolized. She should not be on this show. This girl did this to my sister, to my daughter, and things of that nature. So the woman ended up, departing from this earth due to her own hand. The woman was a very beautiful woman. I'm like, she was really, really beautiful. Like, beautiful. When you get your face sliced, it's because you're beautiful. Especially when it comes to girls and they want to slice your face up because you look good. Guys worship you. Guys want to be with you. You have it easy. People give you money. When usually the door says no or closed in other people's face, when you beautiful, them doors open unless you got a good mouth. Like, you know how to run your mouth and you know how to disarm people and basically, get them to do what you want them to do for you. So in any event, I don't remember them ever bringing up Marlo, slicing this girl until now. So that's why I was just like, oh my God, I can't believe Kenya said that, because it's been talked about that she's been to jail, but they never ever talked about this particular incident, because this was the rumors. This is why she hasn't got a peach, and that's why she's been sitting on the sideline. So now it's brought back up, and I don't think Andy liked that either. Excuse me. And Marlo did not go into great detail about why she slashed the girl's face up and blase the third. And, so in any event, jail for a short period of 6 months and above, that's prison, point blank period. Sheila, bang. 6 months, shit. That's so sad, but I believe it. Bravo loves a criminal. You're so hey, what's up, how you doing, Leslie? Marlo made a bad mistake coming for Kenya's daughter. Kenya is not having it, no, at all, point blank period. I know this was in Kenya's back pocket. When Marlo got out of line, she was probably going to use it, because there's plenty of times that Kenya could have brought this situation up, to everybody and said something, and she never did, and it could be edited out. But hey, what's up, Norris, Tony, how you doing? But at this particular reunion, they let it fly. I'm surprised they didn't edit the shit out. Marlo is LaToya Hutchison. Lord. Hey, what's up, Norris, Tony? What's up? I am glad Kenya brought that up, because Marlo is obsessed with her, and that is dangerous. Tisha, that's crazy, girl. I know. Robin Walker, Kenya really don't have friends on the show, so she lying back. Cannot have too many enemies at one time. Yeah, she talked about, having all the girls at you. You know what I mean? Really, her real, good friends it's Kandi. You know what I mean? You know, that's her friend. And, you know, and what's her name? Drew goes back and forth. And she's still cool with, you know, Shereé and things of that nature. But Shereé has been known to be so shady. And she was shady. But in any event, so Marlo said that she's been clean since then. She hasn't been arrested. Kenya said, you know, she believes her paperwork is forged when it comes to Marlo graduating from University of Florida. If Marlo graduated from University of Florida, that is a really, you know, good accomplishment. That's good. You know what I mean? But so that was the back and forth between, you know, Kenya and Marlo that I wanted to start, you know, the review of, because basically the rest of the shit put me to sleep, y'all. So, you know, they went back and forth, and Marlo was upset. Marlo was not happy because nobody was there. You know, Marlo done said shit about Kandi, called Kandi a liar on the reunion, talked about Todd, no, you lying, this and that, you know, blah, blah, blah. You don't create opportunities and all this other stuff. But Kandi didn't go there and say all that. You know what I mean? But she messed with the wrong one. I guess she was like, I guess Marlo was like, you know, it's going to come out one way or another. You probably wanted to come out on the episode and not the reunion because they get so much time to talk, and it's a little bit that sometimes they can't edit as good as they can an episode. You know what I mean? But in any event, you know, that's the whole situation with Marlo. And when Kenya said, yo, she slashed a girl, she slashed her, I was like, oh boy. And so let's get back to Marlo monologue, because we left off, you know, so I don't know, you know what I mean? Everybody deserves a second, third, or fourth chance, or whatever the case may be. At least Marlo is taking care of her nephews now. You know, she might not be the greatest person, but the nephews really don't have anybody else. And if they are being used for a storyline, Marlo is taking care of them. They got tutors, they got counseling, you know, they got a therapist, they got things like that. Hopefully everything that she's showing us is true, you know what I mean? And these boys will have a good way out, Michael and William, because there's nobody else that is going to take care of them like she is. And maybe she's not the best person to do it, but she's the only person to do it. And hopefully she is really in therapy, she's really in counseling, so she don't keep repeating history, and she don't, and you know, and she gets rid of that generational curse. But she was called out about, you know, how she talks about her children, and you know, Kenya called her out how you was talking about her nephews and her mama on TV with no teeth. She's been in jail, she got this and that. I mean, well, you know, Marlo said that's her truth, and you know, you want the truth, whatever, and you want to put it out there, but it's somebody else's truth that you're putting out there. Do they want the public to know? You know what I mean? Is it going to cause any damage to them in the future? You know what I mean? That they feel like they was used and, you know, thrown out, you know? So in any event, Google. Oh, that's okay. Marlo said that she used her BFF name as an alias. Yes, that's what she said. Yes, that's what she said. I used Latoya. She go, oh, she done got my record from 20 years ago. I used to use my friend Latoya Hutchison. Marlo said her name, and when Marlo repeated her name and her date of birth, it sounded like she was an inmate. Like, Marlo came a long way, you know, because she could still be in these streets, you know, Blase the third or whatever. You know, she got to deal with Netflix and things of that nature. And, you know, hopefully she actually really get change. Like, she really takes advantage of this, you know, life coach and all this other stuff, so we can really see something, you know what I mean? It'll, instead of, you know, throwing shit and then hiding her hand and then bringing up her childhood, like, you know, take ownership for what she does. 1 second, y'all. All right, I had to take my cough break, y'all. So in any event, now we get down to, you know, the beginning of the reunion. Marlo is doing her monologue, and basically she's talking about what she's been through, you know, and all the sad things, you know, going from place to place, room to room, street to street, corner to corner, couch to couch, you know, just tragic situation that you don't want any young person, you know, to face or have to go through, because them are the times that you're supposed to be nurtured, and nurtured how to become an adult, how to treat people, to understand, to be nurtured, to be taught, to, get your skills from. And when you miss that important step in life, you can turn out to be God knows what. Some people go the right way, some people go the wrong way, because the demons and the things that they've been through hurt so much. So Marlo is going through her monologue, and she talks about Sonia calling her, Sonia being there for her and checking on her. And basically she said, Kenya, don't do that. Why would Kenya do that, Marlo? Why would she do that? Yes, Kenya told that T. Yes, she did. Vanetta, Clark, what's going on? Marlo needs counseling. I do not understand why the system allowed Marlo to be responsible for all the boys. She speaks about wanting to beat them. I know. I couldn't believe she said that on the show, y'all. What's up, LSW? Oh, for research purposes. You need to say for research purposes. Okay. That was the, record on Marlo. Research purposes. Okay, thank you, sister. Okay, so moving on, I come back to the comments. Hey, what's up, Crawford? How you doing? And so, in any event, Marlo, she's crying, she's telling her story, and she's talking about how Sonia is her friend, and things of that nature. And, and they asked the question, like, Kenya, what do you think about this? Blah, blah, blah. What's she saying? And basically, Kenya says that, I find it kind of hard, because it doesn't match her actions. The way that she talks, the way that she treats people, the way that she says things about people. And then, over here, she's crying a river. It just really doesn't make any, it really doesn't make any sense, And she said it's contradiction, and it's also hypocrisy, because 1 minute she'll say all this other stuff, and then she would say, like, oh, Kenya brought up that, Marlo said that, she's not good with having sex with guys. She probably was abused allegedly sexually because, she was running the streets and she had no place to go. And so people would take advantage of a young girl like that, and a young boy as well. So it's very well possible, because they know that you have nobody, so predators would take advantage of you and things of that nature. And so in any event, moving on from that situation, that's when Kenya said, well, she talks about Kandi doesn't have a good this, Kandi doesn't have good coochie, Kandi doesn't have good this. But if you were sexually abused and these things happen to you, why would you be downgrading and basically talking about sex and talking about another woman not being good in bed, and not why a man is not with her? And basically she's saying it's contradiction, and it's hypocrisy, and then Sonia had to jump in, because that was a point that she made. Sonia jumped into the situation. Sonia was like, girl, don't you go there. Sonia was like, not today, baby. Sonia was like, Marlo has been there for me. Marlo has been, basically, a good friend to me. Marlo has been there for me. Marlo has not did anything to me. I don't know what y'all been through. I'm not discrediting what y'all been through, but what I'm saying is Marlo is not that person that you guys are saying. Yes, she's not that person now, but hopefully you'll never get to see how Marlo turns on her friends or people that she's around. Hopefully Marlo gets the therapy and the counseling and everything else that she does need, which she says on the show that she's getting. She got a life coach, she got a therapist, she's in counseling, because, whew. And so Sonia basically is just saying that, she's been there for me, blase the third, and she's a good friend. And, I was looking, and then I was shocked when Drew was like, I be calling Marlo. Why are you calling Marlo and telling her about your marriage and your business? Like, why are you giving people ammunition to use against you, Drew? And why are you doing that? Like, you don't have no other friends you can call and you can talk to about Ralph shit. Call us. Call the people in my chat room, okay? Call me. Call somebody else. Don't call Marlo. Marlo don't need to hit, because that shit is going to be thrown back up in your face, especially if Portia comes back and you goody with Portia, and Marlo is going to throw everything that you said to her, and she's going to taunt y'all, okay? So I don't know. So Drew's not a smart person, so we really can't blame, when Ralph, he's an ass. But she definitely does stupid stuff, like telling Marlo her business, or telling why Ralph is upset, crying about her husband to these people that really ain't her friends like that. You know what I mean? You done already seen what you already seen what Sonya did to you. Keep your business to yourself. You done already seen that you got set up by Anthony and Shereé. They used you, and with Shereé's situation, that woman Fatum was throwing all the dirt towards you and letting it out. All that shit was planned. They done used you, and you used them too as well. But at the end of the day, Fatum went too far by taking your pocketbook and looking through your stuff and blasting the third. So that's why she's not on the show. That's why she's not here. But wake up. You from Chicago. You're not supposed to be running around telling people your business like that. You're supposed to have, some guards up, especially when people are trying to get paid. I know you're trying to get paid too. So I guess Anthony was being used by Shereé and Drew, and he was just a storyline that they put together, and it created a storyline for Shereé to come at Kandi. It is what it is. And so I don't know why Drew's out here running her mouth and running her business. And then we get to the situation where Marlo Hampton's house was broken into, and everybody was talking about this tweet. They brought this up. And it was like, happy no one was hurt, but she took the time to withhold information from the cast that could possibly help keep us safe, but was happy to release details and interview. Hashtag RHOA. Hashtag fake. Okay, so Andy read that. Andy was like, so, what do you guys think about that whole situation? So basically they're trying to, show that Kenya Moore is, she's not concerned. She doesn't really care what happened to Marlo and why did she blast her. And he didn't say this, but that's what he was putting out there to make her look like the villain, when she just wanted to know, like, girl, and then Kenya responded to the situation. And Kenya, before she responds to the situation, Kenya responded to the situation, was like, basically, I wanted to get all the girls together because Kandi had an incident, Drew had an incident, and Marlo had her incident, somebody else had an incident. I wanted us to get together on the group text and talk about how we can keep each other safe. And I'm so glad that nothing happened to Marlo or her nephews or anything like that. But I wanted to, us to all, rally around each other so we could be safe, because it seemed like somebody was targeting the cast of the Real Housewives of Atlanta cast. And so before she can get that conversation, Marlo was already on TV basically telling the news to, the shade room. And so she felt the way about that. Marlo did say something happened to our house, at her house, in a group text, but she did not give clarity on the situation. She gave clarity when she was on TV. Then Marlo said that she was told that she couldn't talk to anybody, and then some rapper's baby mama, she jumped into the situation. She was like, well, Marlo couldn't say anything and I was told not to say anything. Then, and then Andy asked everybody, do you think that Marlo, withheld information that could basically, hurt you guys? And, Shereé said, oh no, I don't think that was a problem at all. Marlo came to my house in 2 days with her nephew. She told me everything. She told me what happened, what went on, what went down, everything. I just knew. The other ladies didn't say anything about that situation. Why was they quiet? Why was they quiet? You know why they was quiet. Because, Marlo is the puppeteer now. Oh, what you say, Lorraine? Andy's always trying to hold Kenya feet to the fire. Girl, you already know. Marlo deserved to be run down. What? Oh, Lord. What? I'm like, what? Excuse me. Andy don't like Kenya. I've been saying that for a long time. Even before, even when NeNe was on the show, I said he did. What'd you say? Sonya sitting up there looking strong in the face. You already know she looking strong in the face. Looking strong in the face. Her eyes are lopsided too. I don't know if I showed the picture yet. Her one eye is bigger than the other one. I don't know what's going on. Shereé is a very two-faced and a two-headed snake. She's very two-faced and she a two-headed snake. Okay, Crawford, baby. Sonya's sitting there with egg on her face trying to ride for Marlo. You know she is. Ooh. That's a question that the system needs to answer. If felons are allowed to raise children, yes. There's a lot of people that got parents that are felons. You know what I mean? Shit, women give birth in jail to babies. Then they come home and raise them. You know? Like Tupac's mother, she gave birth to... No, she was going to give... She got released before she gave birth to Tupac. But yeah, you can be a felon and raise kids, because sometimes it's the system, it's the communities where you at, and sometimes you got to do what you got to do to survive and put food on the table. And sometimes them things are not always the best things to do, especially when you're trying to go the right way and they're shutting the doors in your face and things of that nature because of who you are and what you look like, okay? Or they are saving a position for somebody else. But in any event, so Kenya basically answered that question, and Andy asked everybody, do you guys feel that way? Shereé was like, no, girl, was at my house. Blase in the third, and Andy, and then Andy, and so you got that whole situation. None of the other ladies commented how they felt about the situation. Everybody was quiet, so that's one thing. Usually the girls want to get camera time. Usually the girls want to speak up, but it just seems like, everybody was trying to really stay, tight-lipped in the situation with this reunion, especially when Andy was asking for feedback, and it was only positive feedback towards Marlo. That's the only feedback that was received. And Andy brings up the situation with Marlo that he received a lot of negative backlash and feedback because of the way Marlo Hampton, how the way she threw away her nephews, or the way that she was negative towards her nephews. And he received a lot of feedback from the Real Housewives of Atlanta viewers, or, the people that watch Bravo. And Andy said, I know it was hard for you with the kids. I know you had a lot going on, but Marlo, you kicked them out, Blase and the third. And then Marlo, she tried her best, to answer that situation. Basically said, I used the wrong wording. I shouldn't have said kick them out. I should have said that I needed a break, I needed a release, I needed a restart button, I needed this, I needed that, and she said, Marlo said, I spoil the kids all the time, and I never really had them 24/7, so I spoiled them, this and that, and I became a full-time foster parent, and it was just too much on me, and I didn't get any training, I didn't know what to do. And so, I didn't want to beat the kids. I didn't want to cuss them out like I cuss out my mama used to cuss her out. I didn't want to do that to the kids. So Marlo was thinking about beating their ass, child. Lord have mercy, Marlo, you gonna beat them boys, Lord. Them boys will probably beat you back, girl. Okay, them are some big boys. They probably beat you back. She's like, I didn't want to beat them. I was like, damn. And Marlo said I had to get it under control, so I needed a break. And so, I had to do that. And, I was going through a lot. I was hurting, I had to send him away. I just needed a restart. And I was like, damn, that's really shocking the way that she responded to the question. And it wasn't like, I'm sorry I sent the boys away. But also we take into account that we was watching the show, and you was like, you're sending them to your sister Crystal's house, allegedly, on the show, that only have a 2-bedroom apartment. She got 4 kids and a man, and they got pets, and it's a 2-bedroom. And so they were sleeping in a room with a bunch of other people, other family members. They only had 1 bathroom, and she was sending it. She was like, basically, it was like a punishment, towards them, which was really hurtful and hard to watch as well, because it's like torture, torturing them kids. But also at the same time, she was trying to teach them a lesson. If you don't abide by my rules, you're going to be living like Auntie Crystal. Then Auntie Crystal gets on the phone and talk about the kids and won't take their medication. They haven't took showers. Marlo going through their bedroom talking about, I got a cleaning lady coming, their room's dirty, they're storing food, they're, hiding food, they're punching holes in the wall, they're cutting the teddy bear's neck and all this other stuff. It's just like she put so much information out there about her nephews, and it's just like it would have been nice if she apologized to us for seeing that, because we had to witness that and act like that shit was okay, like she was doing the right thing. So that was difficult. And then not seeing Marlo apologize for that whole situation. We got no apology from Sonya, no apology from Ross. It's like they bully Kenya into just being quiet about Ross and not saying shit about Ross, because I guess they feel like it's okay for a mother effer to cuss her out and cuss the ladies out and bang on the table and raise their voice and then walk away and beat his damn chest chest. That's okay. That's normal behavior. No, it's not normal behavior. That's not how real men and real men that love women and protect women treat women, especially if the woman is not an immediate threat or putting him in danger or his family in danger. That was definitely inappropriate behavior, and there's no excuse for it, but I'll just let that fly because it seems like the world thinks it's okay, for him to behave like that. And Marlo did not apologize, and so that's when Kandi jumped up with a backbone, y'all. Kandi jumped up with a backbone. Kandi jumped up and she said, the story that you told us about you living at this beautiful house and then you getting kicked out of that house and they're telling you to go away and it was like your dream home, you made it your home and things of that nature. And then just to see you throw your nephews out like that, I was like, how can you do that when you know how it felt? How can you do that to them? That's why I was shocked. And, that shit went on deaf ears. And Kandi made a good point. Like, you know how it feels. You know what it is. So why would you do that behavior to somebody? I think Marlo said hurt people. It's not really a good excuse because you know that pain. You know why you might drink, the reason why you might smoke, the reason why you might have these bad attitudes, these bad behaviors. I'm not talking about Marlo. I'm just generalizing right now that when people suffer from, childhood trauma, you know what I mean? They pick up bad habits and things of that nature. And it's because of that childhood trauma. So when you turn around and do that to somebody else, when you know what it is, you just puzzled about it. But that person don't see it that way. But I think Marlo knows right from wrong. She knows that it was wrong. But maybe she doesn't because she didn't even apologize for how she just kicked him out. She just said it was about me. And so Kandi, had a backbone and she stuck up and she said that. And, and Marlo said, I didn't have any classes. I didn't know what to do, but now I got therapy. Now I got this. Now I got that. And then Marlo was asked, when it came to her sister, the boy's mother, have she seen her? Marlo said that she was MIA. And then Andy said, oh my God, it was so touching, Marlo, when you and the boys found out that, their mom was going to be in jail, be released. You guys just stood together and stand in that moment. And then you said, we're going to cry right here. But then after that, we're going to just swipe it up and go. And Marlo said, I taught myself that. Because Andy said, who taught you? She goes, I taught myself that. And so Andy was like, yes. And so, we had this whole situation going on. That was just crazy. Okay. And so I was like, Jesus help me. And so, Kenya, a good moment. This is like the best moment of, part 2 when Kenya said to Andy, can I get a Kleenex? And Andy said, oh, what are you touched by the story? Andy just wanted Kenya to give validation to the story. Just like, Marlo wanted Kenya to give validation to her. Like, damn, let Kenya breathe. Let her live. If you want her to give validation, you want her to know her opinion so much, she should be sitting right next to your stank ass. Okay, Andy? But in any event, Kenya said, no, my nose is cold. I was like, Lord, yes, thank you, Lorraine. I was like, Lord, Lord. Black girl, it's what she knows. She most likely like her mom. Yes, black girl. Facts. Dulo, I was agreeing with Mary Law. Okay. And Marlo mind, every time she was put out of a home, she was getting punished. That's why she thinks it's the way to punish her nephews. That is just brilliant right there. You put it in better words than I did, sister. Better words than I did, girl. Thank you for that, Miss T. And thank you, Lorraine. Yes, please like, comment, subscribe, share the video. It'd be greatly appreciated. For real. And Marlo's mind, yes, facts. Black girl. If Kenya wasn't on this show, it would be horrible. You already know that this was the highlight after we went through all that dumb shit with Sonia and Marlo. That's why I started at the end. I started with Kenya and Marlo going back and forth because the rest of it was dreadful. Kenya just did that to draw attention away from Marlo. I know, that's why I laughed, because I know that's why she did it. Kenya said, can I get a tissue? I am over the lies. Yes, she did. She said, I'm over the lies. She said, I'm over the lies, baby. I'm over the lies, Lord. And so, and Marlo was catching, and to me, Kenya saved Marlo, because Marlo just kept going on a tangent, talking about shit that nobody knows if it's confirmed or is it true, So in any event, so we have that situation. And when Kenya said that, I was like, Lord, no, and I just smiled. I was like, okay, we're getting a little bit of moment of a little bit of the old, Atlanta reunion, because I'm telling you, y'all, I done fell out. I fell asleep. And so, Kenya said, my nose is cold. And Marlo said, thank you, Andy, for letting me open up. And, Andy said, well, thank you for opening up. Kenya said, it's called damage control. And Marlo said, it's called evil bitch. After she done cried, gave a whole monologue and everything, she said, it's called evil bitch. You should apologize to the nephew. I think that that's going to be thrown out again. And it's going to be questions and things that they're going to send to Bravo, because, it didn't feel like you were sincere, or you really understood the gravity of, what happened to you and what you're transferring to your nephew and what the viewers saw. Because nobody wants to witness children being mistreated when we know there's children being mistreated all over the world, but we don't see it. And if we do see it, we report it. So in any event, or we go head up with the parent or whoever out there abusing the kid. I'm like, I'm old school. Like, you doing something wrong, and I can kind of like figure it out. Blasing the third. Yes, I'm jumping in. Yes, I have. And so in any event, she said, Kenya Moore said, it's called damage control, baby. Marlo's like, evil bitch. And Marlo said, hurt people. And Kenya has been hurt. She's hurt because she got a family history just like mine. That's why she can never, be positive towards me. That's why she can never compliment me. That's why she can never uplift me. And I always continue to get abused and put down by her. And I'm used to taking this abuse. I was like, girl, we just got through talking about you abusing your nephews, allegedly. And now you're saying that Kenya Moore is abusing you. Lord, you was asking for Kenya Moore to come for you. You was asking for all that situation, and she did compliment you throughout the season, especially when you was building your house. She tried to compliment you. But it's very hard, Marlo, because it's just like, I wouldn't be able to trust you as far as I can throw you, because it's like, we could be cool, we can be nice to each other, and all of a sudden you want to test somebody's friendship, and you would treat them like crap, or say something down and dirty to them, or do something wrong to them, and see if they would still be your friend. And that's how you build trust with people, and that's not the way that you build trust with people. So please, I hope you're really in therapy. But in any event, so Marlo was throwing her shade, and Kenya said, stop with your fake story, stop with your fake lies. But before then, Andy said, do you want me to move on, Kenya? She said yes. She said yes. Stop with this fake story, the fake news, the fake lies. And and then that's when they post up when Marlo said, that Kenya Moore is not pregnant. When they said, they post up when Marlo was talking about Kenya Moore not being pregnant. She's lying to be on a TV show. She's lying that she's pregnant, and they brought up all the negative things that Marlo has said about Kenya really quick and really fast, like a little gaslighting ceremony. And then Kenya's, and so, so you had that whole situation. And then Andy was like, this season, have you guys been on your toes? Because we've been having fact check by, production. Yeah, the production, they halfway fact check, you know what I mean? But so just like, did it keep you girls on your toes to keep you honest? And the girl said yes, and Kenya Moore said only not really. A lot of people still lied and didn't have no receipts at all. So I don't know if Kenya was talking about Marlo with all these things, because how come nobody's fact checking everything that Marlo said? You know what I mean? But in any event, you have that situation. Kenya says some people, some people just don't care, about receipts and things of that nature. Then we move on to Marlo. Marlo's here and she's talking about her edges. They asked her about her edges and how her edges are doing. And she said they're doing pretty fine. They're doing pretty well in the situation, and I don't know why her eyes are so red. She said they're doing pretty well and things of that nature. And then she gives, she says that she's using the products that Kenya Moore's products, and Kenya is so smart because she goes, she said I'm using Kenya said that she should use some of the stuff, the products that I have them for the edge control to make your edges a little bit thicker, because some of them edges are looking a little bit thin. You know what I mean? I've been calling out edges all season. So in any event, Marlo said, yes, I am using Kenya Moore hair care, and I did go to CVS to pick it up. I don't believe Marlo, but Marlo said she did. And then Andy asked Kenya, what do you think about, what do you think about Marlo using your products or whatever? And Kenya said, I think she should use them. It works great and blah, blah, blah. Somebody else that would be, bothered by Marlo would have said, oh, she better not use my shit, because they would be thinking that Marlo would say something negative about their product. And Kenya Moore said, no, she should use it. It's going to make it look a little bit thicker, blah, blah, blah. Marlo was like, yes, I've been using her edge control. I've been using it. It's fuller. It's getting thicker and everything. I was like, okay, that's what I'm saying. It's a little kissing up and then, okay, are we cool? And then once again, she'll take the sledgehammer and she'll hit you with it. You know what I mean? That's the type of relationship that she has with Kandi right now, And Kandi keep getting hit by the sledgehammer, So, in any event, with this whole situation going on, and so I was like, okay, that's cool. That was nice that Marlo did say, yes, I do use her products. Her products are good products to use and things of that nature. They help. So I was like, okay, that was nice of her. You get a moment of nicety and things of that nature. And she was looking at Kenya, but she was looking at Kenya in a way like she was like she was spiting her. Like, I'm going to be nice to you. I'm being really nice to you. So now you need to say something nice to me. You need to be nice to me and things of that nature. And, that's how she goes. She goes, it's good. It's good. And then we get to Ralph. Ralph never played for Ruckus. Remember, we talked about that. He turned around and said, I just sat on the bench. Then he just only wore a red t-shirt. Drew and Ralph need to get their stories together. They need to be in, God. And then Shereé talks about her joggers. And yes, they out there ready, because they was asked, are you embarrassed? No, she's not embarrassed, because she's still doing the same shit she been doing. Lord. Yes, that's right. And she always admits that that's facts, Robin. She always admits that she's smart. She went through a lot to get her edges back. Like, Lord, when I say a lot, she went through a lot. I wouldn't even went through that procedure, point blank, period. That was just like way too much going on. And so they show her Marlo's edges and things of that nature. She gets some edges, baby. She's getting some edges. And she said, Kenya Moore hair care is making it strong. Okay. So that was nice, and Shereé and her, clothing. I have no idea what Shereé's doing out here in these streets. Shereé's just playing games. She's playing in the girls' faces. She's laughing in the girls' faces. She's laughing. Excuse me, she's laughing. She's laughing in the girls' faces. That's for sure. So we moved on. Then they talk about Kandi and her t-shirts, that she's worldwide, bitch, worldwide, and all of the other good stuff. And then they started talking about Kenya. Basically, Kenya changed because she was on Dancing with the Stars. And Dancing with the Stars, she was beautiful on Dancing with the Stars. She danced great. She danced really good. But, when you have that energy, you shine so bright. Sometimes people just want to take your star power. They try to want to dim your star, because she should have got better scores. We talked about that show on this channel. I was very disappointed, okay? Because she was doing shit that I couldn't even do. and she lost a lot of weight, because remember before she had gained so much weight, and Blase in the story, she lost that weight and she was dancing. But in any event, she still was happy, and she was happy that she wished her grandmother could have seen her, because her grandmother used to take her to the YMCA, or used to take her to, places to train her to dance because it was free and things of that nature. And Marlo was rolling her eyes, and, what's her name? Sonia was rolling her eyes. Her eyes couldn't even roll because they were so bucked out. And the makeup was, horrible on her eyes. It looks like one eye was bigger than the other eye. And it was just, it was just a mess. It's therapy. I mean, I'm telling you, she needs it. She needs it. I stand on her products. Besides, I have a thyroid problem, and now my hair is back down to my butt. I am a black woman approaching 70. This generation and my family use her products. Yes, I heard a lot about her products, but I can't not find them. I have to order from her site, because when I go to the store, I can't with Shereé titties. Everybody's like, oh my God, look at Shereé. They're on fleek. Like, girl, I can't with Shereé's. I feel you, Robin. Oh, God bless you, sister. God bless you, for real, for real. So, in any event, so Kenya basically is telling the story, which we seen the story on this show, and we seen the story that she told about her grandmother, Doris. Doris really was there for her, and she wanted to dance, and that's all she wanted to do is dance, and I love dancing too. And I used to teach dancing at one point in time. But in any event, then we move on to Sonia's situation. Oh, gosh, she's so dreadful to talk about. See, her eyes are cockeyed. So we move on to Sonia. And Sonia was basically asked about the couples trip and why and Kenya hanging up the phone on her. Because, Sonia was asked, why would you talk about couples trip when you know that Kenya Moore is single and keep saying, couples? And Sonia said, she probably said couples too many times, but she said when she spoke to Kenya had told her that if she knew that Kandi was having a couples trip, she would have invited somebody to go. And this is when she threw iFit up in the situation again. She threw iFit in, and she was like, I was just letting her know that she can bring a partner, she can bring somebody, because last time she wished she would have brung somebody, especially when we was out in New York, because she kind of repeated herself over. And then she said, maybe I said couple too many times, and and if she made Kenya feel any way about that, she didn't want to make Kenya feel bad in any way. And Kenya said, then Kenya was asked, hanging up on Sonia, did you feel bad about it? She said no. I was like, Robin, I'm right, Lorraine. They about to pop. They're about to pop out. I don't know what they're going to give us. Love that story. I know, Black Girl. That was a beautiful story. Sweet Brown Sugar 504 in the building, baby. What's up, Leslie? Sonia is lost. I mean, yeah. She looks like she don't even know what she's doing. Not her cockeyed. Yeah, there's a picture where I seen her cockeyed in Marshall. Well, I've been going through. Sonia apologized again to Kenya. Yeah, she apologized, not cockeyed. I know. My nose is cold. See, that's why Kenya should have been sitting next to Andy. Because the rest of the girls, he was drilling Marlo, and, it wasn't like a lot of good banter, Lorraine. I voted for Kenya. Yes, we all did over here. Sonia flip-flop around la. 76 thumbs up. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Marshall. Sonia was on Speak On It saying that Marlo and Kandi is her favorite on the show. Even it was plain that Marlo is her favorite. Yeah, she was only saying Kandi was her favorite because of connections, And Ross is, I don't know what's going on with Ross, Todd, and Ralph, because, these guys are supposed to be doing a podcast together. They haven't shot a video in like 3 months. So I don't know if they're still doing a podcast or whatever. Sonia's going to try to appease anybody she can appease, I know she's strong in the face. Yep, Marshall, as cold as Marlo's heart. Yeah, oh, that's a play on as cold as Marlo's heart. My nose is cold as Marlo's heart. That's a good play on right there, baby. That was good. So, in any event, so we have this whole situation. And so she apologized. And then Kenya was asked, does she regret hanging up on Marlo? She said no. And Kenya basically told a story that she called to grandmother. She was talking to her grandmother. She hung up on her grandmother, and that grandmother came and whooped her ass. Then Andy said, so you want Sonya to come and beat your ass? I was like, Lord. So that was a little bit funny, but other than that, the reunion was really dry. It didn't start getting more loosened up until, Kenya said, can I have a Kleenex? He said, you feel what? You feel moved by the story? She says, no, my nose is cold. I fell out. And so you got to know who's good for reunions and where the seating. And this here, they really, and Shereé with her stuttering ass, and Shereé with, not getting things together, and Shereé just looking like a complete mess, like she just ran game on everybody on season 14. She shouldn't have been sitting there, because it makes it like, oh my God, everything planted around her is fake. She done told you she haven't been working on She by Shereé at all. It's her last priority. She only did it for a storyline, and then she saw some bucks in the situation, But moving on, that's neither here or there. And, Kenya talked about her grandmother. Then Andy gets into the situation. He wanted to call out Kenya. He wanted to call out Shereé. What was the big idea? What was the big deal that you guys meant, I fit shoot? I don't understand what happened. Like, why did you guys feel that way? Especially when she had a boat waiting for you. Like, it just seems too much. Like, Andy, shut up. Nobody asked you. You're supposed to be sitting there minding your business. Let me stop. And so we have that situation. And then, Kenya basically says, because the woman that came to me and basically told me I wasn't, I showed up late, blah, blah, blah. So Kenya basically wanted to make things right, and she wanted to let the girl know that she supported her and things of that nature. And then she didn't want her to turn around and use it in her face. And so that's why Kenya, really wanted to be there for her in that moment. And, and she wasn't able to. So that's why it was a big deal. And then the girl said she lost her phone. You see, Shereé didn't say a word about that. Shereé didn't really speak on that situation at all. And Kenya said, I just wanted to support her. That's all I wanted to do, to show her that I was there, because the other day I wasn't. And so Sonya said, well, if I knew you felt that way, you should have told me. You should have said something. Nobody could really talk to you because you was basically thinking this certain way, because Sonya said that I thought that, the girls didn't want to come because Marlo showed up and she took the bus and she was there. So I just felt like the girls didn't want to come. It was a horrible day. I lost my phone and things of that nature. So, basically they let that slide. Kenya would have went deep and down into that situation. Kenya just let a lot of shit slide. Like, she didn't really call Sonya out about, how she behaved, how she acted, how her husband did, and how you trying to keep the girls away from the I fit situation. Like, she just let a lot of things slide and let it be, because she can't have a lot of enemies as well. But, Sonya will be an enemy to Kenya, if she already isn't. In my opinion, she is. But not an enemy like, oh my God, she's going to do something to harm her. She's just basically going to try to use her for a storyline and get at her. Just like she's going to follow in Marlo's footsteps. Because you remember when they were all at Shereé's fashion show, there was 2 chairs there. Marlo sat down and somebody else sat down next to Marlo. I think it was Kandi. And then Sonya went and got a chair, and then Marlo said to Sonya, I'm teaching you well, and they gave daps to each other. So she's following the footstep and the tutelage of Marlo Hampton, or should I say LaToya Hutchison, Lord. So so you got a whole lot of that whole situation going on with that. But in any event, getting back to that, Kenya answered the question. Shereé didn't say anything. I don't believe Shereé responded at all. And Sonya said, I wish that you guys would have told me that when I got back. Well, you basically didn't want to talk about anything, and you thought that they were dissing you. And, so that was it. And, so I lost my phone and all this other stuff. Shereé didn't even comment. Shereé didn't even say anything, because Shereé wasn't going against the grain. Okay? she definitely wasn't going to go against that whole situation, which is, Shereé just kept quiet. Shereé was only really there for, to attack Drew and to attack, Kandi if Kandi had anything to say. Shereé really don't like Kandi. I don't know why Kandi can't see it, but, whatever. And, where we at now? And then so we get to the situation where, Shereé's asked that you warned, Miss Sonia how to deal with Kenya and this and that. And what I didn't like is when Shereé said, well, Kenya's a little aggressive. And it's almost taking a shot at Kenya when Kenya was calling out Ross being aggressive. And now it's like it's a double whammy where, okay, she's saying that Kenya is aggressive. And basically that thought that Kenya had on Ross being aggressive, it's like now Shereé done took that shot at Kenya and said Kenya's a little aggressive, sometimes, and Kenya won't really respect you unless, you stand your ground and you get into her, basically. And Kenya was like, so you helping her? You giving her tips about me? What about me? I'm not your friend? And so Kenya said that, and she was like, I'm just telling her. So basically you see that Sonia is being led by two OGs, which is Marlo and Shereé. And so Andy said, oh, well, she got to be like Pookie. And basically they referenced Shereé talking like, I'll get my cousin and Pookie them to beat you up when she was dealing with some guy. That once again, I think it had to do with something of Shereé not wanting to pay. But in any event, and so Kenya was funny because Kenya said, Kenya said it was clearly bad advice, and we all agreed. All these guys in the comments was saying like, yo, this Shereé is setting up Sonia, and she definitely did get set up. Kenya face card. Oh, you love it, Marshall. KFC out there sending family meals to YTCC today due to Marlo and Kandi finale moment. Child, don't y'all think that's questionable? Kandi late, right? Say what? Child, I like Mary J. Almost fell asleep. Andy made it a snooze fest protecting Marlo after Marlo spoke on Kenya and Kandi. You know how it is. Ralph, Andy don't even wash his ass from what I heard. Very nasty. Oh, that is disgusting. Lorraine's out here laughing. Go in on Andy. And yes, Andy has to be replaced on God. Y'all are too funny. Kenya is a bully and a mean girl. That is from Brenda. She by Shereé don't pay. I could have a blanket like Shereé around me. Marshall, that's why Shereé keeps getting kicked off. NeNe and Kenya knows how to carry the show. NeNe just got the big head in the end. Lord. And so, so you got this whole situation. And so, Kenya was basically like, she clearly gave her the wrong advice. It is what it is. And then they bring up Martell. Oh, Andy's like, I heard you was dating. Martell is a 10. He's a 10. Kenya said, I heard he was a 10 and a 10. I was like, Lord, I don't even know why they bringing up this man. I don't even know why they praising this man. Like he is a prize and things of that nature. Martell is not an ugly looking man or whatever, but his ways is not for any woman, baby. Especially when he's chasing clout. He was chasing clout before he got with Shereé, and he was dating, or he was trying to chase clout with Kandi's cousin, Lyric, that was on WeTV strip show or whatever the case may be. And now he's being brought up on this show, getting attention. And it's like, damn, Shereé, you got this man that basically what we see, he ain't shit. And then we got the last guy, Tyrone. You said he wasn't shit. And you said he ain't good in bed. And then on top of that, people saying that you ain't paying. You're giving a shitty sheets by shitty Shereé. She by shitty Shereé. And it's like, Shereé, you just making it look bad for yourself. You know what I mean? It just looks like, damn, Shereé, it's like Shereé really don't belong on that damn stage, if you want to be honest. And it's like, why are you wasting time with this woman? This woman don't got good taste. She don't got good value. She don't value herself. And she's just really desperate for a storyline and anything, especially with the storyline with Anthony. And then, never working on She by Shereé until now, to the end of the season. Like, girl, like, what's going on? You say you don't got the money, but yet you spend $11,000 at Marlo's house shopping for your birthday. Don't make any sense. It's just like Shereé doesn't really belong on the show, if you want to be honest. But, she gives a little here, she gives a little there, okay? And she's not afraid to, slice and dice the girls that is not on her team. So that gives her a little bit of a hand up in the situation. Shereé don't pay, like, Lord, saying you're stupid again. Shereé storyline, another man. I know, another man, child, another man. Martell comes with kids. Shereé don't want to help raise them. I think she said she's okay with it. Shereé trying to get on another show. Lord, facts, Robin. Child, the whole relationship is BS. Yes, Marshall, facts all day. Shereé stuck by a man who had bad D for years. So you already know what she'll put up with now. Like, for real, for real. Yeah, Ralph, just in case Shereé kicks off the Real Housewives of Atlanta, Carlos King is open to her, baby. She, by Bad website, has t-shirts that are worth $3 without her signature. I thought they were $49, and then with a signature, they come out to $103. Oh, so she must have added some more. She must have added some more stuff to her thing. Y'all heard Shereé ain't got a high school diploma. Okay, so that explains everything. So, okay, now we get it. So we understand why. Shereé is a lie. You're going to wait for Tyrone for years, but he's not good in bed. Yeah, okay. Yeah, she dumped him because he had no more money. I believe the 2 seats close to Andy are getting contracts. Or not get I believe the 2 seats close to Andy are not getting contracts. Ooh, baby. Predictions from Miss T. Leslie, Shereé made up storylines are men who on parole, cheating, or don't pay child support. I know, that's been her story for years. She ain't never found nobody that stand next to her, stand beside her, with her. Like, she keep making the same mistakes over and over and over. We don't want to see it. We don't want to see it. We don't want to see it. We don't want the fakeness. We don't want the fakeness. Okay? Norris Tony, she by sheing is selling what? Yeah, I did a video on it. Where is Shereé getting her money from, baby? Somewhere. Ooh, she getting it somewhere. And you know where she's getting it from. Let's just use our imaginations. So in any event, so we have that whole situation, and we're talking about Martell. Oh, call him back, So they're bigging up Martell. And he loving every bit of it. And that was a setup by Shereé and Martell. He called her on purpose. And, because she was on the reunion, so he can get mentioned and we can talk about it, blah, blah, blah. And he can get some, name time on the show. And so then we go back to Sonia. And Sonia is asked by Andy, like, a question was sent to Andy, and he asked her, like, people wanted to know why, you came for Kenya, basically saying that, her marriage and this and that, and, it's an excuse. And so Sonya said, well, it's just like, it has become a pattern with Kenya. The pattern is every time I confront her about something and I say, Kenya, 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 stop saying her goddamn name. Kenya, Kenya, Kenya. She always has an excuse. She doesn't have a village to raise a child. You got 9 people living in your house to help you raise that one baby. So stop it. She has a business. She's in Walmart. She's in CVS, and she's on and she's online too as well. Then she got a baby. Then she got a house to take care of. Then she got a no good husband that's causing confusion with her daughter, where he has not not been communicating with the daughter because the daughter doesn't want to talk to her father. That is some deep shit to deal with, especially when you want your daughter to feel like both parents love her, and that's not happening. And then he can also use that against her in court and say that she is not allowing him to communicate with his daughter. And we know when she was on Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip, he basically knew that she was filming. Every time that she's filming, he does something to do something to her. And yes, there's rumors going around on social media that I didn't bring up, but there's rumors going around that, Kenya's not trying to get a divorce. So right now, there's rumors everywhere that people are saying that Kenya's not trying to get a divorce from Mark. People are saying that Kenya and Mark are still together. People are saying that Kenya used, Cynthia to get at, NeNe Leakes. There's so many rumors now. They're saying that Kenya made up everything when it came to Mark and all this other stuff. So you guys are going to see a lot of people, blog about that pretty soon. Because that's what's going around. It's on the underground and it's bubbling up where everyone's trying to come for her and saying that, she's the problem with Mark. So you're going to see these videos pop up. And so in any event, moving on from that situation. And so, Sonia says, like, every time I call her or question her about something, she says, this is going on. This is because she got a real life and she's a single mother. You got a husband and you got 9 people living in your house. 9 people to help you with 1 child. That's just like the best, average that you will want your children to have. 9 adults around, or, 8 adults around, or maybe 7 adults around. Like, that's like perfect. You can leave your house and leave your kid in the house and text somebody and be like, hey, little Zuzu is in the house. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? There's somebody always home. It's 9 of y'all. So in any event, and so I'm going to get to the comments. I believe Kenya bringing up all the issue with Mark on the show so she will have proof she tried. Yes, that's a good point, Miss T. And, because they use everything. If they're going to use your rap lyrics, they're going to use you, on TV. So in any event, this is what, Sonia had to say about the whole situation. And she says she feels like she's making up an excuse about things of that nature. And it's always an excuse. Every time she tried to speak to Kenya about something, it's an excuse. And then Kenya basically says that, she was really hurt by what Sonia had to say because she thought her and Sonia was in a good place. They was building a relationship. And she also thought that Sonia was her friend. And Sonia was privy to a lot of information that she hasn't told anybody else, but she told Sonia. And then Sonia turned around and used that information basically, to tell her, all this fakery. So then it makes it even worse with the situation because now if Kenya is saying that she's telling Sonia things that are privy, she hasn't told anybody about what she's going through and what's happening, and then Sonia gets on national TV and tell the world that I'm tired of her excuses, and then Marlo jumps in and be like, oh yeah, she's been going through that forever divorce. I know it's a long divorce. And Kenya's asked about this divorce, like what's happening. She said it's stalemate. It's stand still right now, Either we settle or we get a court date, but at this point, it stands still. We know Mark wants money. He wants money. That's the last step that we had, that he wanted money. And he wanted her home. He wants money. And so the custody issue is settled, but it's the money issue that is a problem because he's not trying to leave empty-handed, because I don't know how good his restaurant is doing after, all these pandemics happening and things of that nature. Mark is acting like he really broke. And so Mark is a broke dude. So let's keep on moving. And so you have that whole situation, and Sonia just basically said, I feel like she lying to me. Feel like she lying. So it is what it is. And so then we get to the situation of when they talk about the D sucking, and then we get to that situation, and who wrote it down that Kandi sucked D in a locker room. Okay, I don't know if you guys got an answer. Maybe that's the part I fell asleep on, but I didn't hear who omitted or omitted to writing that about Kandi. And then Shereé was like, I don't even know why Kandi was so mad or upset, or she felt a certain type of way, because, Shereé was asked a question by one of the viewers. She was like, she be sucking D, here and there, you know what I mean? So, like, what's the big deal? And then Kandi said, no, you be sucking D too. And Shereé said, yes, I do, but just not in the locker room. I fell back. I was like, Kandi, Shereé been dragging you, girl. Do you know where you at, Kandi? Kandi, do you know you are on TV? You are at the reunion and you supposed to clap back, baby. Where is your clap back, sister? And then Shereé was like, yeah, I suck here, there. She's like, Kandi, haven't you sucked it in a hotel? Have you sucked it in a car? You have did this? And she's like, yeah, but I'm going to have to ask the question, have you? She's like, yeah, but I ain't do it in no locker room. I hit the floor because Shereé made it clear, listen, I ain't sucking no D in no locker room. And Shereé was like, well, Kandi like to have sex. She talk about sex. She's a sex mama. She's a sex this. So, why is she worried about somebody saying she's sucking D? I believe that might have been true. Because if it's not true, why would you be upset? Do you think Kandi was sucking D in the locker room like the lady said? Somebody wrote on a card, Sanya won't tell any of Kenya's tea if she's smart. Yes, if she's smart. But she's walking with Mark worth $35 million. Look it up. Then why he chasing her for some money, black girl? There's no way he's worth $35 million. I don't believe it. I'm sorry. I think you're cool, you're a nice person, but I don't believe he's worth $35 million. Mark, look, we heard about his struggling restaurant where rats and shit fell in the health report just like Kandi, but Kandi don't have no mice or no rodents in her restaurant. And then it was saying that his restaurant was suffering. I know he does have real estate, but $35 million, Lord have mercy. Let's see. Okay. What is Mark Daily Network? Let's see. They don't even have Mark Daly in here. We just gonna see for the hell of it, black girl. Why not? Shit is on the internet. Okay, so why ain't you coming up? Okay, let's click over. I don't know. I don't want to. Let me hit enter. I don't. $35 million. Lord have mercy. If his network is $35 million, this is why they're not getting a divorce. 35 million? Lord Jesus. I don't know why it doesn't want to come up on here. Let's see. I don't know why it's not coming up. I don't know. Maybe there's a lag or something. Maybe there's a lag, baby. Mark Daly got $35 million. Lord have mercy. Lord of mercy. Shereé gonna be looking him up, baby. That's if he's worth $35 million. That's crazy. I don't know. I see it right here. It says Mark Daly Network. I'm not on my computer, so I can't bring it on the screen. Because I don't know why it won't show up. But it does say $35 million. Then why he wants some of her Georgia home? Okay. Okay, so now it does come up. Okay. Go ahead, sister. It's on Google, baby. Okay, here we go. This is what this site is saying. Okay. Can you guys see it? Let me go down. Did you see the 35 million? Unless on the phone I can see it, but See, on the phone, let me go back. See, over here it says over here it says 4 million, but the first one did say 35 million. See, sometimes, you know, they all, which one did you go on? Let's check this one. They, over here it says it's 2 million. Let's see. His network over here is 2 million. Okay, so over here it says, you know, 2 million. But I did see the one where it says $35 million. It was the first one. Over here it says $36 million. So you see. Let's see. I'll make this smaller. Okay, where is it? You see it? It says 36 million right here. Okay, where is it? See, over here it says 36 million. So yeah, so I don't believe it, but so you got different ones. Let me get back to this. One where great legal tactic on Kenya's lawyer part, waiting Mark broke ass out and he will drop the case. Y'all are too funny. So I believe Mark is minding his own business by protecting Kenya from being sued. Mark is probably blackmailing Kenya, broke bum. What? Yeah, they have different, there's like each site would tell you a different amount that Mark Daly has or whatever. You know, so in any event, nobody, I think it was Shereé. I thought it was Marlo, but it probably was Shereé. According to Google, Mark is worth 35 million. I don't believe it because he would not be after Kenya's assets. Facts. I thought it was Mark, but now I believe it's Shereé. I thought it was Marlo, but now I believe it's Shereé. It probably was Shereé. She probably heard the story. Oh, Lord. Kandi, they just coming for you, girl. Let's see what you guys are saying. I just Google Mark. I don't see 35 million. They all have different, you know, sites. Kandi got her contract. Yes, she did. She got her contract. He's not going after her money, though. If Mark has 35 million, then he should have no problem in signing that divorce paper. Yeah, they do. They do. They do have rats everywhere, baby. They do. That's for real. That ain't no lie. You telling the truth. So you can't really blame them, you know. How much is Kenya worth? Mark is greedy. He's being petty and a psycho. You already know. I bet Simon is a millionaire too. I can't. Yo, Google will tell you whatever the fuck you want to know, okay? Whether it's true, faction, or whatever. So in any event, so where we at? Okay, so we're at the part where, okay, Sonya didn't like Kenya giving her excuses, so we're at that part. Okay, so we passed that part. And then they talk about Kandi sucking, blah, blah, blah. Everybody's laughing. Kenya's like, close my ears. Everybody's laughing. Kandi's not laughing. She don't think the shit's cool. Kandi got her stank face on. Kandi's not feeling comfortable. She's reading, the atmosphere in the room or something. She just, she's not giving us anything. Nor is Sonya. Sonya's basically giving us average, They didn't give a damn about this fucking reunion, if you want to be honest. And Shereé said, what's wrong with sucking, you talk about sex, what's wrong with sucking dick here and there, and Kandi was like, well, if you saying that I do, then you do it. And Shereé was like, I don't suck D in no locker room. I nearly almost passed out, girl. You are a mess for that whole situation. And where we at now? That was funny. Shereé's a mess. I told you Shereé ain't friends with none of them other than, Sonya and Marlo. We did Kenya Dancing with the Stars. Drew. They try to tackle Drew for basically saying that Sonya should have a baby, but now Sonya's gonna have a baby anyway. We know she's having a baby for the show to stay on the show. Let's not get it twisted. And so we have that situation, and I was a whole, you said this, like, we don't even care. We don't care what Drew say, and we really don't care what Sonya say, but Drew was basically saying that, as a husband and a wife, he's supposed to, please your husband if he wants a child. You're supposed to compromise and work things out, blasing the third. And Andy said, well, you telling her that she's a woman and she has to have a baby. And she was like, I'm not saying it like that, blah, blah, blah. We had long of a conversation about the situation. Then Sonya was like, what you mean we had a long conversation? You got up on Watch What Happens Live and you say it's my duty. And it's not her duty to have his baby, okay? But it all depends on if you're going by the Bible, if you're going by old school, whatever rules, you have a right to do whatever you want to do with your body, and that's that. But in any event, Drew was like, you asked me a question, and I said, if it's not for any health reasons, blah, blah, blah. Drew was like, you came to me. You can't be mad at me when I give you an answer. Like, I was like, I feel you, Drew. I feel you all day, baby. And now she's having a baby, okay? Like, come on. Just to stay relevant. Shit. And Marlo basically says once again, like, what is the issue with you and Kenya? And, Marlo, I missed this part. Marlo did say that she feels like Kenya is very dismissive of her and things of that nature. And that's when we went through, them talking about Portia. So Portia's been talked about twice, baby, on the show. She's been talked about in Jamaica. She's been talked about at the reunion. So if we gonna see you, Portia, did they cut that check, baby girl? Did you get a check cut? Oh, Marlo will have some more meat to bite into. And so we get down to, the most boring shit that don't make no sense. Like, Kandi was just basically lost at the reunion. She didn't know where she was. And we get into this situation. Drew and Sonya, they have their little thing. Now we got to have Shereé. Shereé and, Drew going back and forth. Tattletale. You know what I mean? They're saying, Shereé, why did you say that Anthony ain't your assistant if he's in your phone, girl? And Shereé is such a bad liar. Shereé goes, oh my God, like, I'm never going to say if anybody's name is Anthony the assistant. It'll be Anthony, something else. Assistant, like, and Auntie said that he ain't her assistant. They didn't ask him, was he her assistant before? But she got him saved as assistant. So what we supposed to think, that he wasn't your assistant? So yes, Anthony played Drew. He used Drew because Drew said that her and her husband, gave him money because his car was getting repoed. His car was not getting repoed, in my opinion. He just knew Drew and Ralph are suckers. You know what I mean? Because Ralph and Drew down with it. I think Drew and Ralph have good hearts. You know what I mean? I just don't like the way Ralph, kind of like throws and make fun of Drew. even if, he probably does it at home, but doing it on camera when she's already the butt of people jokes, it's not cool. You should just be bigging her up, because everybody else throws shade and throw rocks and hammers and bricks and stones at her. So I would appreciate if he was better than that. But also, Drew says that she walks on eggshells around him. But do I think that he has a good heart? Yes, I think Ralph has a good heart. Yes, I think that Drew has a good heart. I think Drew will help people out. But at the same time, Drew wants to feel like she's bossed up. She wants to feel like she's that boss B, and sometimes feeling like that, people take advantage, especially if she's not from Atlanta. And now Anthony came in there, peeped out what you got going through, reporting it back to Shereé, and then Shereé and what's her name, Fugma, Fatum, she used that against her, and it was all used against Drew because she's an easy target. So that's why it's not really a thrill. And to Drew get more confidence, and if Ralph supports her more, they would be dynamic on the show, because they are funny, you know what I mean? And then if they can get their story straight. But in any event, so we get down to this situation. Shereé was like, well, I got so many of them, so I saved them under this, I saved them under that. Yes, okay, Shereé. All right, we stupid. Like, Shereé think we stupid. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Shereé, we stupid? Like, come on, Shereé. Like, stop playing in our faces. You done played already. And so Drew was like, I really didn't believe what he said. I don't really know how I really felt about the situation, but he told me something, and then I went and told Kandi. So, Drew felt like, oh shit, I got a storyline. I'm going to be beefing with the OG. She's coming through. I'm going to get some information from Kandi. Kandi already knew it was a setup. That's why Kandi didn't say nothing. She minded her business. She was going to let Drew handle it. Drew should have just confronted Shereé and told Shereé. She shouldn't have even said shit that Anthony said to her, and let Shereé come at her with her friend Fatum to, address her, and then that way Shereé will look like the monster and look like the one coming up with the storyline. But in any event, I believe Anthony used Shereé and Drew because, Drew said that she paid his card note, so he just used her and played her, or she paid him for the storyline that he gave her, and he gave the storyline to Shereé as well. Shereé got the mother sucker on speed dial, and she's calling him, and he's sitting by the phone waiting. Okay, he was probably all dressed up, had makeup on and everything, hair done, nails done, but Shereé is still a slimy ass B. She didn't even turn the phone around so we could see what he looked like. I mean, to see his face or whatever. He was dressed up, ready to be, interviewed. Andy's asking him questions. Andy felt a certain type of way. Andy felt like this whole reunion was shit. I know he had to feel that way. We calling people up, we bringing up other people from other show, we're trying to make Marlo look like a darling, and she's cussing and fussing at the same time. We get no apology from her. You know what I mean? Kandi sitting on the side and just, all she needs is a piece of fried chicken and she'll be all right. And we got, on what's her name? Sonia, she's sitting there looking cockeyed to the side, like she's confused, like she don't know what's going on, like she's in like she's getting a lesson in the schoolroom, so she ain't really adding nothing to the situation. And Marlo's trying her best to be proper, and it ain't kicking to us. And Shereé is just stuttering and lying to us, talking about she ain't never worked on She by Shereé like that. She put it on the back burner, basically letting us know that she put all this together within a month, and then now she got a website. And that was her storyline. But let me tell you one thing, Shereé came ready. This was a mess, y'all. This was definitely a mess. And so in any event, we get back to Shereé and, the rumor with Drew and Anthony. And Shereé says, I'll call him right now. I'll call him. And Drew said, I know his number. And Drew was like, did you pay him? Things of that nature. Did you pay him? And she said, yes, I did pay him. And Shereé's basically saying, yeah, they say She by Shereé, blah, blah, blah. I mean, she don't pay. That's just a joke. And Anthony gets on the phone, and then, basically Drew plays a recording where Anthony is saying that he's talking to Ralph, and he's saying that no, he did not say Ralph was gay. He didn't say anything like that, point blank, period. and he don't know what's happening in that situation. They recorded him because he was shaky and he really wasn't cool, so that's why they had to record him, and Ralph did it, and he didn't know. Or, you know, Anthony could have gave them a recording anyway. That's how he got his car note paid. And then Shereé called the man up, and then Shereé said, did you ever work are you my sister? He said no. She said, do I owe you money? He said no. Did you say Ralph is gay? He goes, well, I don't know if I said Ralph is gay or not. I don't remember, but I probably did say it. You know what I mean? And Shereé said, do I owe you money? He said no. He doesn't think that Ralph is gay, but he thinks that, you know, when it comes down to Drew, she used him for a storyline. You know, so you have that whole situation. And then there also was an argument between Marlo and Kenya, basically about paying your taxes and shit like that. And so, you know, I believe Kenya, you know, cause I think I skipped that part. I believe Kenya, you know, the situation where Marlo was going back and forth, and Marlo said that, you know what, one of the biggest problem is that you called me and Kandi rich bitches, and you just mad because you broke. I was like, damn. So Kenya said that to Marlo. Marlo said, did you pay your taxes? Did you pay your taxes? Did you pay your taxes? And she goes, yes, I did pay my taxes. One second. And so we had them going back and forth. And so Kenya's basically, Marlo's trying to insinuate that Kenya Moore can't afford her taxes, or she ain't paying her taxes, because there's rumors about taxes a while ago. Couple of years ago, about Kenya Blase and the third, and she goes, yes, I got the money. She goes, oh, so she said, I live comfortable, I'm living comfortable, you know what I mean? And so that kind of hit Marlo right there, because Marlo felt a certain type of way, because Kenya basically called your girl broke. You know what I mean? She called Marlo broke to her face. Marlo's been out here, and Marlo couldn't return and say that Kenya's broke. She couldn't say that Kandi's broke. She couldn't say none of that. And she just basically said, did you pay your taxes? Did you pay your taxes? And Kenya said, did you pay your taxes? And she... And then Marlo said, well, my taxes, you know, I don't make that much money, so I don't have to pay that much taxes. And she was like, you know what, let's put the reader between your legs and we'll find out how much you owe in taxes. I just felt bad. I was like, Lord. But when Kenya called Marlo broke, Marlo did not like that situation at all. When Kenya said, you call us the money girls, that's your real problem, that you broke. I just felt down. I just felt down, y'all. I felt down. Okay. Oh, well, he's not really, he's not worth $35 million. There's just so many different blogs with different numbers. Mark has more money than Kenya. It's true. If Mark legitimately has more money than Kenya, why does he countersue? I'm confused. And why did he want to have access to her Georgia property? Why did he want money from her? You know? And Kenya said that she's not asking for any money from him at all. This was in his divorce papers. Mark would have definitely gotten a prenup if he had that kind of money. Because, yep, they didn't have no prenup. There's no way. But, you know. If he was a banker, he definitely made lots of money. He made lots of money, but he didn't make $35 million. Well, I don't believe it. Okay. Kenya gave Mark the Tesla. That's why they both purchased. Kenya said she doesn't need anything. Yeah, she said she don't want no money. If Mark had that kind of money, then Kenya need to sue him. She said he's not paying child support. They don't let that 800,000 on Google fool you. When it comes to Kenya Network, Kenya said she was a millionaire at the age of 22. We already know that. Thank you, Valletta Clark. Yeah, you know, she talked about her being a millionaire long time ago. Shereé went back and forth because she was guilty. Of course. Like, yo, that was a setup. They set Drew up. And Anthony set her up. That them Atlanta connections Shereé had. Shereé came with all types of shit. Shereé came with things up under her bag, up under her breast, up under her butt, up under her heels, up under her arms. She came with it, baby. So yeah, yes, there was a whole lot going on. So, Mark would have definitely got a prenup, and if he had 35 million, Kenya would have probably tried to work it out a little bit longer. You know what I mean? He would have been able to interview and have 3 or 4 or 5 nannies. Yo, I'm talking all types of ridiculous mess. I'm being very salacious, and my mic done went out. Okay? Where did you go? I was here talking mess, Lorraine, and the mic just went out. This is why I hate using StreamYard. The volume is off. Okay. I don't know what's going on. Now wants to start acting off. I guess StreamYard's telling me, get your ass off. Get your ass up. Get your ass up off his. I don't know. The volume went off twice. Is it on? Let me see. Let me check. Auto. Okay, so now it's on. But I was talking all types of mess. I was being very salacious. I was talking all types of stuff. But in any event, that is it. That is the review. Now I can watch Married to Medicine. I'm gonna catch up on Married to Medicine and Love and Hip Hop. I go to the doctors. I'm gonna find out. We are hearing you, Mary Jane. We are okay. Thank you. But I keep hearing the thing that says mute. I don't know why I've been doing that. But in any event, Mark Daly is not acting like someone that has $35 million because, they could have been bi-coastal. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like he could have had a house in New York for Kenya and his baby girl to live there, blase the third, and stay there, go back and forth. And then, he could have had Kenya living up there and basically saying, keep your house here. We'll have people, do this, do that, watch out for the house. They would have interviewed nannies and things of that nature. It would have been a whole lot more that, and then when they were together seeing each other, he would have been flying her out, in a jet. He would have been coming down in a jet to get her, or just like a private plane and shit like that. There's nothing about Mark Daly and his behavior with Kenya that alludes that he had $35 million. So to me, that's why I don't think that, they always, say this person have this much money and that much money, but he didn't act like he had that much money at all. You know what I mean? By his behavior, just by, like if you got that much money, that's your woman, you just married her, you got a baby with her. Oh, she's staying out here in New York with me. I got a house for you. Kenya said that she didn't want to stay at his house because it wasn't childproof. It didn't, it wasn't accommodating to having a small child. So she would go up there to see him in a hotel, and probably she didn't want to be in that house, period, because he probably be having other bees there. You know what I mean? But, it would have been a lot more he would have been showing up a whole lot more. And when they were still, you know, seeing each other and things of that nature, he would have been able to fly down there and see his daughter, this and that, all that other stuff. Nah, you know. They would have had nannies when he threw that event, you know, she had to put it together. She had to put the space together. A person that has $35 million, you know, already got the connections. Kenya wouldn't have she wouldn't even have to put that, you know, charity event together like that. You know what I mean? They didn't have no clothes to wear. And she basically went out and got his outfits. You know, he doesn't act like a person that got $35 million. He act like a person that maybe got, you know, 50,000. Yes, did Toya hit that girl? I don't even know. I gotta watch it. That part. Yeah, that girl was getting bucked. I know. They're always coming for Toya. Just like Toya is the number one girl to come to, and you know, Drew's the number one girl to go after. But in any event, as you guys can see, we learned that Sonya would do anything for a storyline. She's about to have a baby, which she was even Andy asked Sonya, like, you was very clear that you didn't want to have a baby, and we believed you, and now you want to have a baby. She was like, yeah, he acts the right way. Andy was looking at her like, girl, she's really having a baby to be on this show? Like, shit. You know, he probably felt a little bit jealous. And then, you know, Drew just got played by Anthony and Shereé. Shereé got paid by Anthony too, and Shereé really didn't have a storyline. She just put all that shit together. She threw Tyrone under the bus. You know, she act like she been working. You know, Shereé was showing us, you know, half of the season that, you know, look at all my material I got in my house. I've been coming up with all types of, you know, designs and everything. Look. She showed us like a handful of material. Basically, she was running game. And so they need to have some real serious people with some real shit, you know. It's just like, y'all gave us trash. So, you know, that's the situation. That part, yeah. I gotta see that. My daughter told me about it. Yeah, they said he got $35 million. Simon don't want to marry Portia. I'm glad he don't want to marry Portia. I hope Portia don't marry him. Like, Lord have mercy. But in any event, I think they're going to get a wedding special, and she's going to be back on the show. And Blase in the third. Well, you're going to tell me that Portia's not needed? Something's needed. If you guys don't feel Portia's needed, then give us somebody. Because we can't do another season like this. If I was a man, I would marry Portia too. If I was a man, I would not marry Portia too. I just hope Portia don't marry him. Portia knows she's gonna get tired of that old man and be cheating on his ass with somebody in their 20s. Okay, and she'll be paying for the D. I believe that Simon isn't interested anymore. Poor Portia. Portia be all right. Portia got that get back. She got that clap back. She's all right. You know, she gonna, you know, this is, if it doesn't work out, this is the greatest, you know, story. She can have monologues like, what's her name? Marlo did about her childhood. We're gonna get monologues and shit like that. She gonna get, at least Portia can be way more believable than what your girl was giving us. Your girl was giving us trash. Poor thing. And Marlo used to be the it girl. Like, what happened, Marlo? Who's this? I don't know. I was like, who's this? So, you know, it is what it is, y'all. For Portia's sake, I just hope she doesn't marry him. You know, I think Portia wants to have kids. You know, again, you know, they can adopt, they can do IVF or whatever, or they can have a surrogate and things of that nature. But, you know, maybe his sperm is not all that good. I think for Portia, I don't think it's a good look for Portia to get married. I think Portia needs to get back to business. I know she's selling sheets by Portia, pamper by Portia. She got the go naked hair. She's not doing any TV shows, but she is doing like different other things. But she needs to get back to getting back on TV or whatever. So I don't know. I just wish Portia don't marry him. I don't care if he wants. He's been married 1,000 times. Portia only been married once. You know what I mean? And he might not just be the one for her, but they're still together. You know, they're acting like everything is good. But in any event, everybody said that he was about fame. He was about this and that. You know, after that Portia show, they really took a break from, you know, maybe he's ready to be on the Real Housewives of Atlanta again. I don't know. But in any event, I just hope Portia don't marry him, because he's not a good fit, for her. They do party, they do chill, he do have fun. He still be getting up there dancing and doing everything and, partying. And she likes to party, she likes to drink, and he likes the same things as well. But he gonna get too old sooner than she is, and he ain't gonna be like, I want to stay in the house, let's bring the party at home. Portia gonna be like, I'm running the streets. Shit. Oh, Dennis is recently... What did Dennis do? Dennis is recently on Instagram basically getting drunk, getting tore up from the floor up, arguing with his girlfriend. And what else did he do? And he cussed out some people. Dennis has been acting a fool. He posted to his own Instagram. But yeah, Dennis been out here acting a fool, y'all. With his new girlfriend, showing up at work, acting a mess. He got into a fight with the security at his own place, True. So Dennis has been out here just acting a drunk, being a drunk in public. You know what I mean? And then, telling us about it on social media, like, I don't care about you being drunk and fighting with everybody, cussing people out, but he wanted us to know. So he posted that shit on Instagram. And we got Pastor, what's his name? Did he take it off? He might have took it off. Oh, no, somebody else picked it up. Okay, so, hold on. I think he took it off. Because, let me see. This is 6 hours ago. A crew. Okay, yeah, another blog site picked it up. I read it. I was like, Dennis, why are you acting up? Dennis was like, he was drunk. Here it is. Let me see. These guys. I think it has music. Does it have music? If it has music. So he's out here taking, I am sleeping off 65 shots of his yak. And after I have argued with my girlfriend, I told her I was in, but I am outside, and she saw my IG story. I mistakenly FT my baby mama. So I guess he reached out to Portia, posted my sneaky link, and my close friends smacked up my own security at crew, left my other phone in the first Uber, and accidentally called Gina at 4 a.m. Called his mother. So basically, he called Portia by accident. He accidentally FaceTimed Portia. You know what I mean? He didn't accident. That's what he wanted to do. He's missing Portia. But I think Dennis got the money. You know what I mean? But I think Dennis got money, but, I guess that whole shit with Dennis or whatever. So basically, he's sleeping off of 65 shots, all them shots. So he's arguing with the crew, his security at his own restaurant. He told his girlfriend that he was in the house, but he's really outside, and she saw his IG. And what else did he do? He FaceTime my baby mama, posted my sneaky link and my close friends, whatever, and smacked up my own security at crew, left my other phone in the first Uber, and accidentally called Gina at 4 a.m. So yeah, Dennis, he left it up here. I thought he took it down. Yeah, so Dennis is out here acting up. Yeah, Dennis is definitely out here acting Let me see what the comments are saying. Yeah, I was looking for, I don't even know why. I don't know how I got to Dennis, Instagram or whatever. Yeah, so Dennis is out here he misses Portia. Why he accidentally FaceTimed Portia. He missed Portia, and he accidentally called his mother because he knew he was doing wrong. So let me take this off. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. See some actions. I know. Yes, when he was with her, he didn't want her. You're right. Heaven's angel, Robin working. Now Dennis got long money. He definitely got the long money, and we can count his money. That was a bad motherfucking night. I know it was. Dennis drunk calls the lowest rock bottom and lonely. I know. That's hot money is good money, baby. Yes, 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 miss. Yes. Y'all heard about the preacher beating up, oh, this preacher is a mess. So we'll talk about that another day. You got the preacher, whitehead, beating up the lady, getting arrested. Like, Lord, that man, it's a damn shame. Anybody can be a preacher. What are these guys saying? Gina gave him a pep talk. I'm sure she said, "You are the best drunk son." You know she did, girl. You know she did. You know she did. You know she did. You know she did. Simon is like, why buy the cow when you can have the milk for free? You know what I mean, baby? Pastor Pimpin'. I know. I guess the woman went in there to shoot a YouTube video or whatever. But I just been so sick that I haven't really been able to catch up on a lot of things. Because I'd be like, oh, and it takes so much out of me. So hopefully I find out what's actually going on. But in any event, yeah, he done sit there and act a fool in the church. We got Chrisean Rock's father. I mean, Blueface beating up Chrisean Rock's father. Like, all that. I got all the clips. I got everything. Excuse me. I got everything, and it's just, And then we got Tory Lanez. Tory Lanez really did beat up, August Alsina. He showed the pictures of his busted lip, his scratched knees, and everything. Just totally bad. I'm gonna try. If it's gonna be late, but try to get it all out. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, what's NeNe doing? NeNe was trending yesterday. NeNe was trending. 48,000 people was tweeting about NeNe yesterday. I couldn't find out what they was tweeting about, but they was tweeting about NeNe. I don't know where that guy's at. He was somewhere on here. I would go through this with you guys on it, but they want to throw boobs and and all types of illegal stuff that YouTube would be mad at your girl. So yeah, we'll come back. But did you guys enjoy the Real Housewives of Atlanta? Did you like? There should never be a part 3. What is part 3 gonna be about? Talking about these husbands. That's what part 3 gonna be looking like. What else are they gonna give us? And the reunion almost make it seem like the season wasn't shit. I don't know why the reunion make it seem like damn. It was no honey and iced tea. Okay, so that's Portia stuff up. That cocaine got them celebrities wilding. Yes, poor August. Yes, poor August is just getting beat up. Wait, what? All these things going on? There's so much going on. We got Pastor Whitehead. I'm trying to find it. But I didn't save him because I wasn't really too sure. Pastor Whitehead, he assaulted a YouTuber that went into his church and basically was recording. And he grabbed her by the neck and swung her out because she was recording. And then she ended up calling the cops on him. And I think he got arrested. Allegedly. Let's see. So, that's the whole situation. Okay, I guess the Bad Girls Club, they was fighting. So we're going to watch, not the Bad Girls Club, but Baddie South Reunion. I totally gave up on that show. That show was just trash. But I will watch the reunion. So they about to fight because the rest of it, Chrisean got arrested. It's like, look at your boy. This is my dude. I used to love me some Genuine. I still love me Genuine, baby. I still love me some Genuine. Genuine. I don't know if you could see it. Let me see. I still love me some Genuine. They've been making memes about Genuine. His body's so different. Genuine was so fine. Genuine was my baby. Oh my God, I used to watch his videos like, baby. So yeah, Tory Lanez really beat up August Alsina, lumped him up because, you know, people were saying that, oh, Tory Lanez is lying. I mean, August Alsina is lying. And so Tory Lanez dropped all the pictures of him being abused by Tory Lanez and his people getting beat up like that. That's a mess. And a lot of people are upset with this situation. Let me see. Let me see. So, you know, so this is going around on social media that a lot of people are upset about this girl right here.
Period, 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 period.
So a lot of people are upset about this particular girl because you have Chloe Bailey, you have Lil Wayne's daughter, you have a lot of other rappers, even Cardi B, basically giving this girl props and copying the same thing that she's doing. And so she's going to probably be a millionaire before, you know, Christmas. And there's so many people that are black that's giving her a voice and, you know, copying her video, you know, putting her face next to theirs and copying everything. And her numbers are at 2 million, 3 million. And people are saying you got all these A-lister celebrities, you know, doing the same thing that this girl's doing when she's actually basically kind of making fun of black people. She got the big eyelashes on, the earrings in her nose, like she's doing a stereotype. Not all black women look like this or dress like this, but you know, she that, you know, the music in the background and talking funny and then having these wigs on. In another video she has a wig, and so all these people are bigging her up and her numbers are getting extremely big, and people are saying that they're doing the same thing they did to Bad Baby and things of that nature. So a lot of people have been calling out celebrities because they're saying that, you know, you guys can help, you know, other people. Like this is her right here. Everybody's been doing this, you know, situation.
Period, 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 period.
So a lot of rappers and a lot of people that are A-lister has been doing like this type of thing with her side by side and then rapping to the lyrics, and people are saying that they're promoting her and they're putting her really on a higher level. And there's other females, that there's black females, Spanish females that are out here that's been struggling and they don't get no support from these artists. But this girl do this and everybody's running behind her. And it was like, don't be mad when she outdo all your numbers. She comes the next Bad Baby. You know what I mean? And it was like, you know, why are people of color supporting this girl when she's basically using a stereotype to make fun of you guys? Because she doesn't normally look like this. She normally doesn't wear these eyelashes, and she normally doesn't have like the weave or the wigs that she has on. So basically she's perpetrating for her image, and you have big celebrities and big stars that are actually, you know, doing the side-by-side videos with her, and is garnering her so much attention that she's going to get a contract. And then you got all these other stars or people that are trying to get on, that C-listers, D-listers, and these people that's up on top of the mountain won't even mention one of their songs. So a lot of people saying that it's a disgrace, and black people gonna get mad, and people gonna get mad when she start making money than all of them. But they put her on that pedestal and they're supporting her, but they ain't supporting the people that are real artists, you know. So that's a big situation. We're gonna talk about that too another time. Okay, what you guys are saying? She is going to, yeah, she's going to be rich. Yes, it's weird. And, you know, a lot of these, you know, a lot of the A-listers has been doing, you know, the challenge or doing songs, doing her same songs and imitating that. Now she's at 4 million. She's at 5 million. She's at 7 million on, like, you know, just videos that she's putting out. But she's also, you know, imitating a stereotype that's negative towards black women, and she's making money off of it because if a black girl got on and did the same thing, they ain't gonna give her the look. You know what I mean? And then at the same time, you know, there are black girls and black artists that are on, that are trying to get on, and they don't get no attention from these A-list celebrities, but somebody imitating and making fun of a black woman, they're getting all the clout in the world. You know, that gotta be hard for these artists that are working so hard and just wish that one of these celebrities will reach down and touch them and they pick her. You know what I mean? Somebody that's not talented. She's basically making fun of black people, and you guys think that it's cool that she is, you know, in reality. And so there's been debates about it, and a lot of people been coming at, some of the A-listers that have been, giving her support. Okay, so where is it? So right now, a lot of people are mad at, let me see if I can find it. They're mad at this particular video. They're really mad at, they're coming after Chloe, but she's not the only one. Carly B did an imitation to her too. Let me see.
You don't know no better. Don't forget I'm from the South, yeah. You watching every what I do. Got my name up in your mouth.
So a lot of people, so this trend has been going viral, and there's been a lot of A-listers supporting, this imitation of this girl, because she don't look nothing like this when she goes outside. This is a wig that she has on, and the bandanas and some other stuff. She looks like a regular Becky when she's not putting on this imitation. And basically she's trying to imitate the negativity and the negative stereotypes of black women, and then black women are next to her supporting her, basically giving her a leg up and getting her touched by the media. So that, Catch Me Outside is worth mad millions now. So it's not only her. It was a lot more that did it. So a lot of people were not feeling that at all. And it is what it is, baby. So in any event, let me just sign off, because I know y'all need to get to bed. Y'all need to get to bed, baby. We all need to get to bed. And when she makes that money and get rich, she will start calling them ends, and will know. And yes, calling them ends. And the blacks are the ones showing her that attention. Black people will never learn, baby. What's up, Prosperity B? What's going on? So a lot of people, are basically feeling a certain type of way about that. And, it's like, why are you guys supporting this? There's so many people that, got talent that y'all don't even look at their shit, but her imitating and making fun of negative stereotypes of a black woman, everybody's down with it. But, what's that? Black people always giving the wrong people credit. You already know she ain't got no talent. A damn shame. Yes, Leslie. Everything we fought for in the 60s, including myself. I know you did. My grandmother did too. My aunties did, and everything. And you just see this. Pastor Lemonhead has no common sense. Yes, he, because, just ignorant. We're going to talk about, we're going to get into it. I'm just going to be raw, because I'm really pissed off. But I've been sick, so I can't be as pissed as I usually be. You know what I mean? Because I be real about my shit. But in any event, good night, and thank you guys so much for coming through. Much love to each and every one of y'all. Thank you. Peace and blessings to all my peeps and my people that support me, people that are here for me, people that, or have my best interests, and the people that are just here, looking for entertainment and appreciate it. I send blessing, and I send you guys love and respect, healness and wealth. And I know you guys send me the same thing too as well. To my people in the bushes, thank you for being here too as well. I just want to bless the people that blesses me when they come through and they're in the chat or they're watching my videos. I want to send blessings out to you, because you don't have to and you do. And may God be with you and your family. You be protected as well. And thank you for your support, and I appreciate you, and I'll never forget none of y'all. And y'all make my day and make my night, and I love each and every one of y'all, and I appreciate your support. So may healness, may wealth, may prosperity be with all my true people that support and here together, just to have fun, just to have entertainment, just wish wellness on each and every one of us. Everybody in the chat, we don't be beefing, we don't be doing none of that crazy stuff, because it's just love, and it is what it is, baby. I want to say good night. Girl gotta go to sleep, and y'all gotta go to sleep too. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Good night.